everybody, and welcome back to the wonderful Owlbear Inn. Today I've got my normal cast and crew with us, with good old Anubisai, Brolog, Paraspatus, Eulandriel, and Zarai. I have to do that, otherwise I forget the names.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple of announcements, as per usual. All the sounds and music that we use and ambiances, that is courtesy of Michael Ghelfi. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. But he's put together a lot of glorious things that you could use in all your tabletop RPGs. They're brilliant, and I highly recommend them. All his links are down below. You can check that out. Our logo is created by the wonderful Nifty Salmon. He did a very good job. You should also check out his Instagram. There's a lot of great art on there, and he's one of those aspiring, budding artists, so definitely give him some support on that. Otherwise, we've got two more things. Jeff, why don't you go with yours?
I'm going to be streaming video games later this week as a point to be determined. I think I'm between Tuesday and Thursday right now. It's going to be one of those days. We will have it up on the Twitter once we get it figured out, but I'm just going to be playing some games. Come swing by and have a few drinks and watch me suck because I'm not good.
It's not going to be that bad. Plus, it's going to have the wonderful Jeff in it, so that's worth going.
You die.
Viewing.
You die. You die.
Yeah, you should play. What is that game? Dark Souls. That's the one. Yeah, you should play Dark Souls.
After my 20th death and still not passing the first boss, I tapped out. So
same here. Other than that, last week's we had the first episode of Hate, Laugh, Love, which Ethan hosted. He presented the movie Jaws.
What's my name?
Ethan, I guess, is what my face decided to say. Ethan. But Ethan hosted that. That was on Friday. We do have the VOD up. There are some things behind it, basically with the movie stuff that we can't put it on the YouTube. But it is going to be on the Twitch for the next little while. So check that out and kind of get a feel what that's going to be. Whoever presents actually, Ethan, why don't you talk about your show for a bit?
Okay. Well, for those of you who joined in, but for those of you who didn't on Friday, what it is the conceit of the show is that one person brings in a mystery movie that they reveal to a panel of 3 guests, and they try and convince that panel that the movie is either the best or the worst. And my first movie was Jaws. We had a great time. Please join us the week after next, and join Murray this coming Friday for his new show. Other than that, just stay tuned for updates. We'll have the guest list for the next episode up on Twitter as soon as we get that figured out. So,
perfect. Speaking of what's going to be going on this Friday is going to be Tea Time with Murray. That's me, the DM, where I'm going to be talking about the campaign so far, walking everyone who wants to kind of get caught up to where we're at and not have to go back and watch those videos. Giving you a brief synopsis of what everyone's done so far. I'll have a couple of players as guests this time round. It's going to be Jeff and Ethan, which I pulled in after Jeff left the camera for a moment. But those two are going to be joining me this week, and they're going to give us a perspective of what their characters are going through as well. So Zarai and Eulandriel, how they're feeling and what's going on inside their head in this new land. After that, I think that's pretty much it, unless anyone else has any random little doodads.
Follow us on YouTube. Links are in the command. Just !YouTube, !Twitter. It's all there.
It's all in there.
Follow us. Share us around. Don't forget
and
to like, comment, and subscribe.
Exactly. Hopefully we will be able to get Hate, Laugh, Love videos up on there. We're just going to have to do some magic behind the scenes. That way we don't get hit with copyright stuff. So
I'm
stay tuned.
Right now. Get my
Sweet.
editing software up.
May I keep up with that? Our Twitter, definitely. We post a lot on Twitter with the updates as to what's going on. So with that, though, I think it's high time we jump into this. So let's roll that intro.
It is open, my friends. Battles have yet to begin. Laughter will be had in gales and floods, if not at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
Last time, when we left off, our wonderful intrepid travelers, they left Danira after only spending one day in the location, seeing that it was kind of a good time for them to join a head scholar of the neighboring nation of Lebon, so they started walking with him through one of the forests. On the first day, they chatted and talked and traded informations, and Bremlin was able to kind of inform them a lot more as to his own situation and his nation and what's their specific situation would be. They met another individual, the one that's been following them, after fending off a pack of blink dogs, local animals inside the forest, when one of their days in high season, the first day was 10 hours long for the travel time. For the sun being up, it was longer than usual. As for the second day, though, it was only 5 hours when they were enforced to go into encampment, and a pack of wild dogs attacked them. After that, that's when they met their tail. His name was Needle, where he showed him his gifts, and showed them that not everyone with the gift, which is basically magical use, is taken inside this land. There are some who survive. And Needle shared his tragic backstory as to what he was put through when he was taken. When we left off, everyone was going to sleep, and Yolondriel had a vision from his god, Eshna. We finished with him being revealed that there are more pieces to his armor that he does not have. We start off today with everyone waking up in the forest. It's been a lovely little rest. Shorter than normal, though. The night was not as long as you would expect.
Except for Anubisai, who doesn't sleep.
Who doesn't sleep? Who's been posted up by a tree, watching the whole time.
Wait. Yeah, I'm just up in a tree. I'm waking up. Still just hiding from everyone because I'm pissed.
I eat some more of that blinky dog over the fire after I wake up.
I've been throwing bat dung up the tree.
But you don't know which tree I'm in, so it could just be any tree. Let's hope it's not my tree.
Well, let's see here. I'll roll a d20 and
Oh no, I already my stealth is from stealth from last night, so.
But it is morning time. Bremlin's busy packing up his stuff.
Okay.
Prathpatus is doing likewise.
Same. I'm putting on my armor. I've just got like a small pack that I like throw over one shoulder.
Same after eating the dog fillet.
Dog fillet. Oh, that's sad, not knowing they tried to kill you all.
And they're blink dogs. So.
Yeah.
so it's
Screw
like
'em.
Chinese food. It's here in your stomach in one moment and gone the next.
Just blinks out.
Blinks out.
Bremlin turns to him and is like, where's Zart? You know what? Let's go.
Let's leave him.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to just stealth behind them. Just a heads up.
Give me a stealth check. Then.
Brolog searches around for Demon Eye.
Okay, we'll let that go first.
Give me a perception, actually. So roll me that stuff, and sorry, and Brolock, roll me that perception to see if you can find him.
I don't find him.
Ooh, yeah, that's a 3.
3.
17.
Okay.
So.
You cannot see him. You can't find him anywhere.
Okay, I shrug it off and follow him.
I'm stealthing behind.
Paraspatus is going to put faith that Zarai is behind them.
He's just gonna believe.
I don't even remember what I'm mad at, which is the funny part.
They drew all over your face,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know who it was. Terrifying.
Do you
thought.
have your suspicions?
As you're all traveling along, Bremlin does, walking beside Paraspatus as he has been the past while, he states, I don't think we're going to be too far off of Vul here. Hopefully we'll make it. If we don't, that'll surprise me. It'll be 2 short days in a row. Well, it's not unheard of.
So, when high season is not in effect, how long does it usually take?
2 days.
2 days. That was my assumption.
Yeah, I got nothing to add to this.
Bullock's gonna take in the fresh nature air through his noz.
Can I look for branches and stuff for arrows on the way, since I've failed this 4 times already, just to try?
You are currently in sneak. You would be
Oh, I'd have
breaking
to
sneak.
unspell. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. So no, all right, I lied.
Paraspatus is drawing on his map again.
Drawing away at the map. As you're walking all along, Zarai, give me a perception check.
I was waiting for it. 17.
17. You're successfully staying behind and sneaking behind the group. But when you look around, you don't know where Needle is. You can't see him anywhere.
That bastard. Damn, so he probably knows where I'm at. Huh. Interesting.
Now that he knows us, he's succeeding his roles.
Yeah. Now that we know he's there, yeah.
But it takes about 2 hours for you all to get to Vul.
Oh, excellent.
There are no interruptions therein, but if there's anything you'd like to try to fit in those 2 hours, you absolutely can.
Gonna try to throw a rock at what's his face. 'Cause I still don't know his name, and I'm not gonna remember it, and I'm gonna kind of stick to it.
You're talking about
The
The
Bremlin,
human.
Yeah, that
the
guy.
human? Okay. Go for it.
Throwing a stone at him, just to try to just kind of catch him off
When your
guard.
hand gets to this
Zorai.
spot, a hand launches out and stops it. And then another hand
I'm gonna
comes
reach
out.
in, I'm gonna grab his hand.
Make a strength saving throw.
Haven't you heard about people in glass houses, Zorai?
That's a 17. All different modifiers rolled different numbers to get 17. 3 rolls a row today.
You well, he rolled higher than you, so what you get instead is as your other hand's reaching out to grab his, he just pulls and you start falling through the tree branches. You all hear this ruckus behind you of branches breaking, snapping, Zara going oof, ah, as he's falling through the branches. You break the canopy at the top. I would say give me an acrobatics to try to see if you can get into flight, because you have wings. What's up, brother?
14.
Brolog would like to try to catch Demon Eye from falling on the ground.
He's a little ways back. You run back to try to catch him when he starts flapping his wings and flying just in time not to hit the ground.
Let's go. Needle, I swear, one of these
Brolog
days.
gives him the thumbs up. Continues following.
I'm still shaking because I'm just.
It's like, I'm good, I swear I'm good.
Okay. Needle, screw you. I'll get you one of these days.
When you look up to where he was, he's not there anymore.
I know you're there. Yeah, that's it. I guess since I'm out of stealth now, I'm gonna roll it, try and get some arrow materials.
Okay.
You saw a
Good.
bunch on the way down.
Yeah, but I was kind of preoccupied with not falling flat on my ass. Nature, right?
Yep, nature.
Dude, my rolls suck. 10.
10. You find a couple of branches. That there's 2 branches. They're gonna need some woodwork to get them into the right width and length. But you're confident these ones can be turned into arrow shafts.
So 2.
2. But they're not arrow shafts yet. You need to work them.
I'll just do 2 sticks for arrows.
Yep.
Okay, then can I start doing that like in the rest of the time while we're walking?
You do not have woodworking tools.
Oh, I don't have woodworking tools.
No. So you will not be able to.
Fine.
And Paraspatus, give me a dexterity to see if you can actually draw your map well while you're walking along.
Oh, natural 20.
It's beautiful. It's just gorgeous artwork. It's so well put together, and Bremlin's looking at it in awe. And in fact, actually, when you look over to Bremlin, he's looking at the tome, the nature tome you gave him to translate for the staff, and he's actually looking through and trying to read other pages, kind of a little confused, walking forward at points and then turning without looking up to keep you all along the same path. But at some point, the trees begin to thin out a little, and eventually you get to a small clearing, and in front is a small, it's about 6 foot tall, just spiked, wooden, gated community. On the other side, you can tell this city, this village, more like, is much, much smaller than Benira. Looks more fresh. There's the thick scent of fish in the air. As you can, the wind kind of blows what they're doing inside the city into your face.
We're like seeing any of the individuals in the city.
You can breathe like vaguely through the open gate in the front. There are a couple of guards in the front, just kind of keeping an eye on everything. And Bremlin, when you all break that canopy and see, oh, this is Vul, one of our first stops. If we're lucky, we'll be able to catch the individual I know before he leaves on his voyage. If not, we'll have to wait another day.
What's his name?
Sarin.
Sarum?
Sarin. N at the end.
Sarin. Gotcha. Alright, once we get...
Cousin to Sauron.
Once we get close to the city, like close enough, I'm gonna take flight and just start flying through the city yelling his name.
I'm actually going to stop Zarai before he can leave.
You start you start flying off. What are you doing? He's flying off at this point. You haven't
I'm
even
gonna
reached
yell,
the
"Zarai,
gate and he's
no."
beginning to fly off.
Why?
Heal.
We gotta find him.
You can hear Bremlin say
No.
under his
Stay,
breath, he's going to
boy.
get shot.
Stay.
In fact,
Have you not been paying attention to what anyone
Yolandriel.
has been telling us?
Yolandriel. Not
Uh-huh.
Yolandriel, sorry, Zarai.
Uh-huh.
Give me a perception check.
Oh.
Well, maybe it's the only way he can collect arrows.
22.
To pull him
22?
from his own corpse.
You can clearly see on the other side of this fenced community, there are guards who are rushing around, equipping themselves, and the ones at the gate are beginning to get into a panic.
Alright.
It's like, Yolandriel, you really actually do want to get down. There are harpies in this territory, so flying
guy.
creatures are
Wrong guy.
bugging me.
I say
Zarai.
to Brumlin, hey buddy, I'm Yolandriel.
It's like, there's just too many of you. I've never been good with names. Come on, give me a break. Zarai, get your ass down here. The only flying creatures in this territory are harpies, and they get shot on sight.
Fine.
Shoot him. Shoot him.
I fly back down with Steve.
As you're flying down, an arrow does fly by you. Misses, but it flies by you.
Can I like
Brolog takes his axe out.
can I try and grab it? Like,
No.
no, too fast. No.
No, there's a specific item you need for that.
Oh, okay.
There's
that's how we
stuff
do it.
for that, yeah.
Okay. Can I see
So
where it landed and go
before
pick it up? Or try to?
You can
Like
give
I
me a
said.
perception check.
The only way you can get arrows.
I keep losing track of words. 15.
15. You track it for a moment and then get distracted by the second arrow that's now flying by you. It's like, Zarai, for fuck's sake, get your ass down here. Bremen looks at you all and is like,
coming.
stay here, I'll go take care of this. He is...
Brolog hustles up to Percy and says, "We doing this?"
No, we're not. Let Bremlin deal with the guards. Zarai, try to stay grounded. I don't want any of you guys getting shot by accident. And
So the
and keep that
humans
axe-
running up to talk to the guards, not to shoot things
yes,
that they don't trust humans.
this is the human city. Though no, it's Vault.
This is a
where's
Reclorian
the-
city, yeah.
It's
This
still
is
in
Florida.
Qualia. I just
So,
thought it was funny. Sorry.
Yeah, but he is also a scholar, so less likely to shoot right at him right off the bat. Hopefully, probably know him as well. I think since he's done this journey before. Anyway, try to stay grounded. Brolog, I don't suggest the use of the axe. Keep it cheap for now, and then let's just stay calm.
Brennan
think
at
I'm
this
a-
point...
There's
Brennan
tossing
at
it
this
around.
point, he's at the gates and he's now talking to a few of the individuals, the guards. You can see they have their hands on sword hilts. But he presents his robe symbol that he's part of the collective, one of the scholars, and they relax a bit from that. There's a bit of it looks heated. The dwarf on the side that has a bit more like fancier, more regal type guard uniform on starts gesturing all of your direction, kind of very frantically. Brennan waves his hands in downward motion and then pulls out a small sack, hands it to the guard. The guard turns around and walks away. All the others do as well. And Brennan starts walking back to you, waves at you to start walking towards his direction.
Walking.
I do so.
On we go.
When he gets close enough, he looks at you, Zara, and says, "You owe me 25 gold."
Do I now?
Yes.
Bet on it? I'll roll for it?
I could always take that back from him, and he could do what he wanted to do, which is arrest you. So, which would you prefer? Give me 25 gold or get arrested? I have no problem letting him do that.
I hate you.
Completely ignoring this, I'm going to look at Paraspidus and I'm going to say, we need to find a map when we get to the city.
That would be a good idea. I like mine, but mine is what I'm drawing and not a complete one.
I take the
Maybe some
25.
balls and chains too.
I take the 25 gold and I toss it to him, like literally just in his general direction.
He
But thanks, I guess.
catches some of it, picks up the rest, puts it inside his pocket, looks at you, Paraspidus, and says, "If you can't control him, they will arrest him." And he turns around and is like, "Now come on. I need a drink after that bullshit."
Here, I got you. Here. You're still my drinking buddy.
He continues, he completely ignores you.
Fair enough. I take a swig. It's my one shot. Second shot, I gotta start making saves.
You've probably got one shot left in that flask too now.
We barely touched it. I had the one
You've-
shot, and he had a.
You had some, Bremlin had some, and it's
He had a
not that
little.
big. It's not that big of a flask.
So I was about to ask, how many shots can he hold?
Maybe about 3.
What?
3.5.
What? What?
It's a small flask. It's a small
Like this
flask.
big? It's like
This thing,
Get chipped on that
it's
price.
beautifully engraved in the front with the boar's head in and the specific emblem that it's Hank's district. But it's
I gotta get
really,
no
he really gyps you on the size of this flask.
Should have paid more attention. Too bad I was fucking drunk.
Yeah. It's like maybe 8 ounces. Not very much.
Yeah, this isn't gonna work. I'm gonna have to find something else. Put it back in. Sad.
We get to the gate. The guards are glaring heavily at Zorai, examining him every single detail of him, examining him, and then they kind of get distracted a bit by everyone else as they get their first glimpse to what you all look like. Through the streets, there are several people walking around. The scent of the fish, it is strong, much stronger now that you're inside the city. Brenlin's moving around deftly through the village. It's a village, not a city, not that big. And he eventually gets to an area that has a clearing in the middle. There's a bigger building off to the side. There's a derelict bigger building off to the side that looks to have more of a brick type design and make to it. And then there's an inn from the looks of it, with a swinging sign at the front of it that says Boar's Head Inn.
I look at my pull
I
my
see
flag.
where we're going.
Wait, that's Boar's Head. Yo, what?
he's franchised.
A franchise?
I say that as I point at the side.
I wonder if he's got some of Kane's Lucky Brew, as I'm dubbing it.
I go, oh Jesus, and then I look at Paraspidus and I'm like, go find that map. Let's go.
Yeah, we're. I'm gonna go up to Bremlin and ask, is that the inn we're gonna be staying in?
What? Oh, no, you're kidding. Actually, we're going to be staying at my friend's house.
Oh, perfect. Well, then we'll follow you to there first.
Yeah, I'll
We
I'll
need
show
to
you
go.
to
Is
the
your friend okay with this?
Yeah, he is. He's actually one of the kindest gnomes I've ever met.
He's a gnome?
My first thought in my head is, does he have a gnome-sized house? Because this is not going to work if he's got a gnome-sized house.
There's a small squeal as you hear off in the kind of off to the back of you all. A child scream, "Bremlin!" And this small gnome child run up and just jump onto Bremlin's leg. He's like, "Oh, Billy, you found me already. Wow, doesn't take me long. Hey, come on, we're gonna go see your parents. Has your father left yet?" "Yeah, he left real early in the morning. Yesterday was a short day." "All right, that's okay. We'll get acquainted. I'll get reacquainted with your mother. Come on." Yeah, that's kid. If you guys don't like kids, the inn's there, but free stay at my friend's house here.
I look at the rest of everyone. I love kids, so
I kind of motion towards Steve, and I have
Follow
Steve
Persepolis.
flying around the ankles, like around the kid, kind of playing with him.
Kid starts playing with this strange creature. He's never seen one before, but he's playing with it. It's like, oh, that'll keep him occupied. But hey, here, I'll still show you to the house. You guys can make your decision later on, and then you can figure out what you're gonna do, because we'll be here for the day.
Perfect.
Sauron's already left, so.
Mm-hmm.
He starts guiding you through some streets. It only takes like a minute. It's a small village. And he gets you to a fairly modest house. It's a little bigger than the rest, well taken care of. It looks as though his friend's a little bit more, he's not predominant, but at least accomplished. He's providing a good living standard for his family. He tries to knock on the door before Bilford, or Billy as he calls him, just opens the door up, runs in, screams, "Mom, Brendan's here!" And you hear someone else inside go, "Oh, really?" This gnome female comes walking around. "Oh, Bremlin, good to see you, of course." Comes up and gives him a hug. "Hey, Hallie, it's good to see you too."
How big's this doorway?
It's big enough to fit you, but you're gonna have to squeeze through.
Okay.
Hmm.
It's like a little wood creaking as you go sideways and move through. Manage to get your hulking figure through it. She looks at him and says, "Oh, you've brought friends. Who are
Friends
you
is a
all?"
loose term.
Well, whatever it is, you're always welcome in our house. I'm Hallie. This is my son, Bilford. And my husband, Sarin, he's off in the river right now. He'll be back probably tonight, hopefully. And who might all of you be?
I'm gonna step forward. I'm Praspitus. We come from a long distance away, and we are traveling with Gremlin here for some time.
I'm Zare, and that cute little fella is playing with Billy there is Steve.
Prologue does not respond.
I'll I'll then point up at did you come in, your Andriel?
Yeah, I'm like about to speak up after because I'm like waiting for everyone else to go because I don't like to interrupt. So
I'll point at you and then step aside.
The Canadian
okay,
one.
I'll say, your Landriel, ma'am.
Andrea and the two figure. She kind of stops when she meets the figure of Anubisai and says, "Is that what is Bremlin's? It's fine. It's not a human in there. The only human you have to deal with is me today. These guys are just off
Technically.
traveling. Technically. Interesting.
Technically.
We'll talk
Technically.
about that later. But your husband, when will he be back? He's gonna fish the fields for the entire day. Yesterday was a short one. Couldn't get as much as usual, so that's alright. I gotta do some work inside the library here anyway, so I'll be around there. Do you need any supplies for lunch, for dinner? I was like, no, I'll be fine. Thanks, Bremlin. Okay. Right. I'm gonna head to the library. You all do what you do. Just stay out of trouble. I won't be able to bail you all out again. If you get arrested, you're arrested. There's nothing I can do about that. And he looks at
I'm
you,
going to-
Zarai, and says, that means you need to stay on the ground.
I don't even reply to that. I just turn around and walk out and head to the end. The Owlbear, or the oars.
Well, that's us.
Oars
It's Boar's
there
head
we
in.
go.
Mhm.
You're in the Owlbear in, mate.
Mm-hmm.
You're already there.
Oh, before I leave though, I'm like, hey, Billy, you mind watching Steve for me?
Really? I could keep playing with him? Mom, can I? He doesn't bite, does he?
Not unless you bite first. Learn
That
that
may-
one the hard way.
That may be a problem. Bilford, Bilford, don't bite him, okay? But he looks so yummy. Don't bite him, okay? Why, Mom? Hey, what's his name?
Steve.
Steve. Come on, Steve. I'm gonna show you around. He runs
And
off,
with
and
that,
Steve
I
flies
had-
off with him.
and I head off to the end.
All right, what's everyone else doing?
I'm gonna, as Bremlin's walking out, Praspitus is going to go with him and just mention, I think we are going to stay at the Boar's Head Inn just to keep us together and out of that nice woman's hair. But if you need me for anything, your Landriel and I are going to go look for a map, and then we'll be probably at the inn, or at least I will.
Prologue, you
Prologue.
coming?
Watch Zorai.
I turn to Percy and asks, would you rather me go with you or with Demon Eye?
I think someone needs to keep an eye on Demon Eye, and I definitely trust you, Brolog. So
Okay. I turn and follow Demon Eye to the tavern.
I
Anubis-
point at Anubisai and I'm like, Anubisai, keep doing what you're doing. And I'm going to turn around and start walking away.
To that point,
and
though,
I will
Anubis,
be
what
with
you
him as
do?
well.
I think I'm just going to stand out here for a bit. I'm going to walk to the open area where the tavern was,
Okay.
but I'll stand outside, just watch.
Just watch. Alrighty. Let's go with what your Laundriel and Precipitus are doing first.
I'm looking around for a place that might sell a map.
Some kind of cartographer, or even the library at that.
Or
Okay.
like a shop that might have some extra rolled up maps, you know?
Maps.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Go ahead and give
Little
me a,
refrigerator magnets of this world.
like tourist shop, the tourist shops. of
Yeah,
the world.
exactly.
Go ahead and give me a perception check. Both of you.
God
I think I might be distracted by everything everywhere.
Christ.
I got a 10.
That's a natural 0.
Oh, goodness gracious. Haha. Hey, 2 weeks in a row, you've gotten a 0.
Hey,
Woo! Good job, you
That's what I get for having negative in intelligence and charisma. Woo!
I think we all have knowledge.
Well-
Wow,
charisma.
we're not very good at this, are we?
You all wander around for a good amount of time, and you just can't seem to find anything. Eventually, Precipitus, you see a building that has a swinging sign that essentially says general store.
Well, that's a good start. So we've been wandering
At
around
least
for a
that's
while.
that
We may as
guy.
well do something. Go right in.
Yep.
On the other side is looks to be elf standing behind, or just manning some goods and moving some things around. He looks up and, hello, what can I help you with?
He's speaking common.
He's speaking common, yep.
Okay, good. Hi, yes. We're looking for a general map of the land, and haven't been very successful so far today. Could you, do you happen to have any maps?
Well, unfortunately, no, I haven't got any maps. The library might have some, but I don't think they're going to be for sale. You can't be here for business, sir. What's your purpose here? Are you traveling through? Where are you going next?
Well, truthfully, we are here on business. We're traveling through this village, but we're heading north essentially, and meeting new people because we're not actually from these lands, which might be obvious from how we look.
Yes, I would say.
And found ourselves at a bit of a loss when we were out traveling, as we don't have a map.
That would be a
Slight
problem.
miscalculation on our part.
I would say so,
a minor
yes.
major one.
Unless you have a guide, of course, that would help. But unfortunately, yes, I can't think of anyone who would have a map or be selling maps in Vul. In Mardrim, there's a cartography school there where they actually practice the art of drawing these things.
Margarine, you said, so not butter?
I can't believe that.
Parquet?
Mardrim, just Mardrim.
And could you give us directions as to where Mardrim is?
Oh, yes, it's up the river. It's up Danath River. Ganath River. You gotta cross the one that we're currently on, which is the Danira River, and just go into that fork section. When you go onto the shore, you'll see it perfectly fine. Charter someone to take you up there. They'll be able to have you there in 2-3 days. Though it is high season, so it could take longer.
As we noted, getting here.
Let's go to the library, make a copy of what we need until we can find a map.
Agreed. All right, we're going to head to the library. Thank you, sir, by the way. Thank you very much for your assistance here. And I'm going to hand him a gold.
I knew that was coming.
Takes the gold, looks at... Oh, well, thank you. I suppose if there's anything else you need, I've been Heron. Just let me know.
Absolutely. Thank you again.
I'm going to nod my head at him. And then beat cheeks out of that place. Get to the library.
Off to the library with us.
Off to the library. Let's hop over to Zorai and Brolog.
Alright, we at the Boar's Head Inn.
You've gotten to the Boar's Head Inn. There's been quite a few people kind of give you a look of more curiosity, not so much the hostile side. They're just curious. They've never seen you races before. I didn't hear it.
Flash my tail. I flutter my wings at them, just kind of just like a showing off, and then I kind of flick my tail around.
That startles quite a few of them. That kind of scares a few of them, and some of the guards begin following you.
Brolog flares his ears to show his tattoos.
It gets the attention of a few people. There's some bit more brawny, tougher looking people off to the side, kind of tap each other and pointing at the ears primarily. They see the tattoos and start looking at each other's, and I mean, these guys, they have tattoos as well, and they're pointing. It looks as though you've had them strike up a conversation among themselves about their tattoos.
Do I notice the tattoos?
You would notice the tattoos.
I go to them. The scrawniest one.
I'm right behind him.
Okay.
And I say, "Hello, I'm Brolog. Would you tell me the story of your tattoos?"
And at this point, I pull out my dagger and I'm just starting to flip it while like staring at the guards and the guys with tattoos.
Okay, so Zorai, give me a perception check. Brolog, the guy who you talked to, he responds with, "Well, if I was going to tell you the story of all my tattoos, that would take all day." And he kind of opens his shirt up, and his entire body is tattooed. Like, there is
15.
so much on it. One of the guards leans over and whispers to another, and that guard runs off.
I point to the three largest tattoos. We'll say that maybe there's one on his arm that's big, one on his chest that I saw that was cool, and maybe one on his hand. Does that seem correct?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I asked, how about those three? Tell me the story of those three.
He begins to tell you these elaborate stories, and the one, like, on his hand, that would be for his position, that when he got that when he accomplished and got into a higher rank inside the voyage ship that he goes on. The one on his chest is for the largest catch he ever got, which was bigger than him. And the one on his arm is for one of the battles that he fought in.
The holiest of tattoos. Thank you. I reach out my hand to shake his hand and say, "Thank you for your tales. Drinks for these gentlemen, please," I say to the barkeeper.
You're just outside of the bar.
Hey,
You haven't quite made it to the bar yet.
Oh.
He yells that to nobody.
Yes, he yells it to nobody.
I pull out my flask in just sadness as I normally would have offered, but it's got nothing.
I see that there's no bartender, that I yell to no one, and then I just flip a gold coin to the table.
You're outside of the bar, as in you're not in the bar yet. You're not in the Boar's Head.
Right. Oh, they're not at a table.
They're not at a
Yeah,
table. You're all
they're just
standing
standing over there.
outside of the building.
Oh, just dudes hanging out outside.
They're just chilling for now.
Oh, so I see this too.
Well, in that case,
You would see this, yep.
I invite them. Hey, would you like to have a drink with me? To the I said this to the individual who told me the story.
He's like, sure, yeah, we'll come in and we'll sit down for a drink with you. You gotta tell us your story of your tattoos too when we do.
Of course.
Looks around you. You guys expecting trouble? As Zorai, you see that now that dwarf that you saw previously is now walking up to you with 2 other guards flanking him as you're tossing this dagger up and down inside your hand. And he looks at you and is like, right, you look exactly like those flying things. If I see you with one of those weapons out, I'm going to take that as hostile intent towards the citizens of the city. Put it away.
It's
How
just
far
a
away
pretty
are we?
piece. I'm putting it in, but it's just a.
Your
it's
Londriel
just-
and
it just looks
Praspitus, you do
pretty.
not see this. Anubisai, you would see this. You would be approaching the building at this point. Like, I don't like your kind. Your kind tend to kill us. That is, if you are what they are as well. We've
I'm
never
not what
seen
they are.
a human.
I'm not what they
can't
are.
fucking believe you now, can I? You're just a strange being inside my city. Now, Bremlin says
What
you're
can I
good
do
and
to
safe,
prove it to
but
you?
I don't care. If you step out of line, I will throw you in prison, and you'll see yourself in the stockades for a week.
I understand. I won't cause trouble. But what can I do to
Good.
let you know that I am not what you guys are afraid of?
Don't fly,
I'm not
don't
those-
brandish weapons, and don't misbehave. And he storms off after that.
Brolog pats
fucking-
Demon Eye on the shoulder
Fucking
in comfort.
The gentleman you were talking to, they are both now laughing. So looks like you got on the bad side of him. That's rough.
Yeah, they don't take too kindly to flying apparently.
Nah, you kidding? With the harpy attacks that happen, there's no way we can be comfortable with flying creatures here. You're not a harpy, are you?
Do I look like a harpy?
You kinda
Let's go
do.
get it. Let's go. Do I?
Brolog
Oh, you've
Touching
got
everything I
wings.
believe in.
But he says, you've got wings. They've got wings. We've never
Yeah,
seen a
butterflies have
male of
wings
their
too.
kind. We've only seen the female of their kind. You look like a male. You could be a harpy.
Man, some people. Let's just go grab a drink. I need to forget this.
They both turn around, and the one that was saying that is kind of chuckling to himself still. So, I know, big guy. What's your name? My name's Jemmy.
Big guy.
You're the big guy.
Yes, you.
Well, I'm Brolog, as I mentioned previously. Yeah, we're here on a mercenary mission.
Oh, that sounds like fun. He guides you into the Boar's Head Inn to sit down at a table, and for a while you all trade some stories. Nubasai, when you get up to the building, what are you doing? Well, you see this whole thing unfurl in front of you, with Zarai getting thoroughly a good telling to by what looks to be the captain of the guard of the city.
Describe this area, I guess.
It's
What the inn is.
It's a fairly open, like, courtyard of sorts. You've got an old derelict building that looks like it's not been maintained or opened for a while inside one corner of a branch off of roads. And inside another area, you've got the Boar's Head Inn, a bit more of a upkept but not as large building. And on another end is what appears to be what would be used as the city hall, where it's much more lavish, built up a little bit, has a couple of guards by the doors to the entrance of the building. In front is the patio area, where there looks to be maybe, if there are any kinds of punishments or executions of kinds, this would be where it is. Any auctions of any kind, this would be where it's held. This would be like the center of the city that, if everyone conglomerated, that's where they would go.
I'm looking for a spot that I can keep an eye on the door to the inn um, but out of traffic.
Okay.
Someplace I can stand.
Give me an investigation check.
Did that dice land on an
Is it
edge?
cocked? How is it cocked? It looks
That's
cocked.
weird.
Reroll it. That's an edge.
Yeah.
It's an edge
Wow.
roll.
The first cocked roll of us, and it's an electronic dice.
Yeah, I know. How did that? It must have caught on the
How?
border, but 14 anyway.
14. You find a dark enough spot. It's a quiet enough location. It is. When you get there, though, it's a couple of seconds later. A group of guards do walk up to you.
Ooh.
Right then.
I'm not flipping weapons and stuff. Come on.
That's a fancy suit of armor you've got there. Where'd you get it?
I made it.
Ooh, he made it. Oh, she made it, did she? Oh, you know, the only people who make armor like that had come from Le Bon. We don't have
I'm
forges
not even
like
from
that.
this place. I
Really
sailed
now?
here.
You sailed. She sailed here, did you hear that? I heard. She said she sailed here. Well now. And what makes us believe you for that?
I don't care if you do or not.
Oh, these guards better not hope I see this shit.
I'm not causing trouble. I will stand here until I leave. If you want trouble, it's your choice, not mine.
Give me either a persuasion or intimidation. You can do intimidation if you want to.
You remember what the motto is on that?
Awful.
I wanted that 17 anyway. 2.
2. Ah. We'll be watching you the entire time, so you better not.
Well, if you have nothing better to do, okay.
Come on then. Alright, we're gonna go. We'll be watching you.
Mm-hmm.
They both kind of trudge off. They do end up watching you, but basically is for a while. After about an hour they quit. Because you just stand there and do
Stand
nothing
there.
and they get bored.
Yep.
Eulondriel and Paraspatus. You're looking for the library.
Yes.
Give me some perception, or investigation checks.
God, perception. 19.
7.
7. Paraspatus, you are more distracted by the surroundings and the people walking around you than anything, listening to their conversations, listening to what they're saying. But Eulondriel, you do find the correct location. It's fairly larger building. It's not in the city center. It's off to the side, closer to one of the walls. Looks to have a single door entrance. It's nicely made and has a lavish banner with the emblem of the collective on it.
Okay, I'm going to point at it and say, that kind of looks like a library.
Yes, it does. And so we go.
Yep.
And in I go.
In you all go. Inside, it's small room, maybe 10 by 10 feet. There's books stacked in locations and in other places. There is a table for what you would think to be a receptionist behind it, but there are too many books. You can't see whoever might be sitting back there. Looks like you found the right location.
All right, so I'm going to look for someone, the closest person who might be working here.
Give me a perception check.
That's much better. 21.
You go ahead and walk up to the receptionist area and kind of peek over, and sure enough, there is an elf scribbling and writing behind this stack of books.
I'm going to very gently say, "Hi."
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear anyone enter. Oh, wow. That was my heart. Hi.
Right.
Whoa. Your eyes. That's intense.
Mhm. Yeah, I didn't mean to startle you there.
What can I... Phew. Closes the book, puts his quill inside the ink while stands up. He stands up over the book stack. Fairly tall individual. Looks over. Oh, there's two of you. He stops when he sees your Landriel and just eyes wide. He's just staring at your Landriel.
Okay, I'm gonna let him stare for like 2 seconds, and then I'm gonna say to Paraspatus, when he comes to, ask him about a map. I'm gonna be
Okay.
looking in the E's, and I'm gonna go try and find a book about Eshnar.
Okay, go for it. So give me an investigation check, your Landriel. And after a moment, when he starts looking through the books, he's like, oh, that's Eshnar's symbol.
Mm-hmm.
How are you walking around? Well, I guess
So
guards
we're,
don't care here.
Yeah, we're actually
Uh,
not from around here, just so you know.
With my modifier, that's a 1 investigation.
Oh no! You
Okay.
need to change your dice, bro.
It's like you're perusing a candle shop with your significant other. Everything, it looks nice, it smells nice, but you don't understand what you're looking
I was
at.
never. Your Landriel was never a book guy anyway, so he's just kind of. I'm like over in like the G section. Like I'm not. I've
You're
already
just in the
passed,
wrong
you know?
section completely.
Yeah.
But it's only a 10-foot area and 10-foot room, so you're kind of perusing. Don't have to move your feet that much, but there are stacks and books all around. And Paraspatus, this guy in front of you, I can tell you're not from around here. I haven't seen your kind before, but I mean, I've read plenty about other races. There's the scaled ones, the trolls, which sadly I guess they're extinct now. The shifters, which I guess are also sadly extinct now. But that doesn't surprise me too much. Where do you come from?
We actually come from a land where those might not be extinct.
No shit. Sweet.
None whatsoever. That being said, we set out here to meet new people and find more everything, really, and found ourselves lacking in a certain very important something called a map. And I was wondering whether you had one I could just look over.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've got one in the back, archived. I can go check. It might take me a minute or two.
Oh, go for it. I'm going to go ahead and look at what books you guys have here anyway. I'm very curious.
Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. Like, wanders off, walks through. It looks to be just a tall stack of books, but he walks around it and disappears.
Magic. I'm going to peruse the books. Just a general look.
General look, give me a perception check.
I got 17.
17. Your general perusal reveals that many of these books are not written in languages you can understand. There's only
Makes
a
sense.
couple that are in common, or in a language that you speak. Speaking of, what languages do
Those are
you
probably not
speak?
the ones I'm interested in. Well, I mean, I'd
As
be
I
interested
look
in anything
around-
written in Draconic.
As I look around and notice that they're all in different languages, I pause in a book and I'm like, out of all these books, why do they have a C.S. Lewis book?
You pull this book out and you you notice that when you pull it out at the bottom, instead of it saying authored by C.S. Lewis, it says authored by C.S. Lewison.
Lewison.
Like, it looks like the O-N of the end of the bridge of the book is worn out at this point.
I'm trying to think of a pun for the Great Gatsby right now. Or no, that's F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Wrong person.
I was thinking a different one.
Wrong.
Bernardi.
Yeah.
After a moment of perusing, the elf returns, and he's holding this kind of older-looking scroll. As he puts it down, give me a second. Pulls off some of the towers of books on the receptionist's desk, showing that it's actually a fairly large desk. He just had it cluttered with stuff.
Sound familiar?
And yeah, it does sound familiar. Kind of like your desk. He then unrolls the map in front of you, revealing a map of Andrea. Which
we
this
don't see it
is
yet.
one of the few times. You should see it now.
There's Mardrum.
No, I know. I mean, I know, but we're not there.
Yeah,
So
some
I
of you
don't-
can't see this.
I'm hiding it for sake of meta.
Meta.
Ooh, okay. Wow, I actually wasn't too far off with what I was drawing.
And let's show
was pretty
everyone
good.
else too.
Please.
I
Was.
like it.
So you all are currently here. And this is the place the guy was talking about that you would be able to purchase a map at.
Yeah, and we're going here-ish. Where are we going with
So-
Bremlin? Oh,
Bremlin is taking you to a place called Lestrobka. That is the capital of Lebon.
yes.
Way over
There.
Bars.
Okay.
There.
I'm gonna look at this librarian and ask him, "Where's the volcano?"
Yeah, which one?
I'm going to point at Mount
Volcanic Island.
Deer at the top. I'm going to point that out to your Andrea, and I'm going to say it's above this, so this map doesn't cover it.
There's two of them in the Northern Islands. Do you want to see a map of the Northern Islands? I've actually been
Yes,
working
please.
on one. He runs off, and a few moments later comes back. It's like, now,
Can I try to memorize this map, Max? John Patrick?
who's
Who?
that?
Jip. DM. I would like to memorize this map.
Give me an
Jean-
investigation. It's going to be very high DC to memorize it, but you can remember as much as you can. Try to, at least.
Specifically the route to Margram and where we're going.
Marjoram and
okay.
Lestrobga.
Yeah, Marjoram and Distrobga. I rolled a natural 20, just so you know.
Oh, shit.
You're
So I got
pretty
21.
confident you remember it. You wouldn't be able to copy down the details, but you remember the general area of where places are. And in the future, when someone mentions a city, you might even be able to remember where that city is.
Perfect.
Okay, I'm gonna ask him to point out the islands that have the volcanoes on it.
He, showing it to you, is like, nah, I've only been able to draw these on descriptions inside books. I don't have a full-on map of the Northern Islands yet. But mainly that's also because, well, they don't like to share details of the terrain and territories taken in the northern areas, so what Lebon has is not what we have, and what we have is not what Lebon has. That's one of the things that the collective just hasn't agreed on. Greedy idiots. But here, this one, Cretus, that's got a non-active volcano. There are still spouts that come from it, but we don't think it's gonna erupt anytime soon. As far as this one here, that's Garfin's Flame. That's the big beast. I don't know if you guys have heard of it yet, but it came around pretty recently, and it's kind of terrorizing the northern sea vessels, sinking some, taking other stuff.
Okay,
But
I'm gonna roll a history check to go through my last vision for every detail about that island with a 16.
Yeah, did we ever actually finish the vision? You started it and then called it.
It did finish, yeah. That was the end
Yeah,
when we
it did
finished off
finish.
last. You remember that in your vision, with the details you kind of get, you think it's Kritis. You're pretty confident that's the island, but going off to the side, you remember going through a bit more of a narrow area and going off to the western coast. But what's depicted here in Drunok is... Drunok's far too big to be the island you saw.
Okay. I am going to continue to think over this because I have no fucking idea where this island is. I'm going to do another brainstorming history check to see if I remember if the volcano was active or not. With a 2.
With a 2.
Have you changed your dice yet? Those
Memories
don't
are
seem very
hazy.
lucky.
Memory is hazy. You can't remember if you saw any volcano spouts or if it was active and open at the top or if it was sealed at the top, overgrown. The mountain itself, the volcano itself, is unclear.
I'm going to look at Paraspidus and be like, well, I'm not going to be very much help, so just copy the map and we'll keep moving forward. And I'm going to frustratedly walk out the front door and wait for him outside of the library.
All right, I'll see if I can try to memorize as much of this map as I can before moving on.
Ask to buy.
Not nearly as good. 10.
10. Okay. Do you think you can duplicate these details?
I mean, it's not a very detailed map right now, so.
Yeah, when you're kind of looking over it, and he says, well, I haven't finished it. I'm still putting in some stuff. But, like I said, it's kind of hard to get the details right on these maps. At least the Northern Islands.
So Garfin's Flame, I'm talking to the guy, by the way. Garfin's Flame is where the fire-breathing lizard is?
Yeah, that big hunking thing. It's up there. Kind of want to see it, but it's a little scary. Might die.
No kidding. Probably would. In case you are curious, where we come from, we call those dragons.
Wow. We call them big flame-breathing scaled ones.
I'm going to call from outside. That name is awful.
You should just start calling them dragons. It's much easier to say.
You know what? I think I'm going to do that. Typically, the council likes to have permission, say inside that, but in everything I write, I'm going to start putting dragon. That's so much easier to say. Have you told anyone else this? Have you told a member of the collective? Maybe they could bring it to the council.
I have told Breblin.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, he's in the back reading some books right now. He asked for herbology.
How did it even get past to have a 10-syllable name for a creature? I mean, honestly, like, why wouldn't you just come up with your own 2-syllable? You know what? And I start walking down the block.
I chuckle. I go, you have been an immense help. Out of curiosity, you don't happen to have any maps of the area or another one like this one that you showing me here that you could sell to us, do you?
Not of not of Andrea itself. That's my only map. I have to copy it down again. The document's getting a little old, actually. But you're welcome to this one. I can always start over. You just wouldn't have any of the main details of the islands.
Don't think we need the details just yet. How much would you like for it?
With the materials and costs I've put in so far, maybe 5 gold.
I'm going to give him 6.
Wow,
Yeah, Mr. Moneybags over here.
you guys are cool.
Or rich.
Is there
Or rich.
any other stuff I can help you find?
This is what we were looking for now. You, by the way, have been an immense help.
A leash and
I'm
a
going to go ahead
harness.
and let you get back to what you were doing.
Cool.
This would be nice. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave with the map of the Northern Islands.
Northern Islands. All right, where are you two heading down next?
Well, I have to catch up with Andrea since he just started walking off.
Oh, your Laundriel then.
I
Where are you going?
I pause like halfway down the street and I turn around and I wait for Paraspetus. I just could not hear any more of that dragon talk because it grinds my gears. It is highly illogical, to quote Spock. So
Highly.
So
When I
again,
catch up with him, I'm going to give him the map, by the way. The Northern Islands.
I'm gonna roll that map up and stick it in my bag, in my pack. I guess we're just gonna make our way to the inn because that's where we assume Zorai was gonna go. So
And that's where I was
Perfect,
originally going to go after everything anyway.
Brillianto. Then let's hop over to Zorai and Brolog. As
the
you
first thing I'm
enter the
doing.
inn.
First thing I'm doing is I'm going up to the bar area and seeing if I can't find myself a bigger damn flask. Go ask, is there a bartender? I'm assuming.
There is. There's a gnome walking around with a big breaming smile. He's got these red, giant sideburns that are fuzzy and floofed out. His hair's kind of floofed out a bit as well. Big nose, little tiny scratch scars on his face, and looks around. Everyone around him's kind of laughing and cheering with him.
I try to grab his attention.
He sees you and finishes up with the people and kind of walks over to you, and you can see that on the other side he's walking along like a stepping stage to keep his head above, because this is designed for taller humanoid figures, not so much his height. He gets to you and goes, "Oh, hello there, how you doing?"
Not so bad. Got a question. I got a question for you.
I've got an answer for you. Let's see if they match.
So here's what I'm working with, and I slap my little flask on the counter.
Oh, would you look at that, one of the collector's editions? Oh, you've met Hank then. That's brilliant. Here, I've got another one. He pulls out his own, and it's another one similar size. It's got the boar's head logo on it, but this time at the bottom, it's got his own little signature to it. And it's like, this here's one of 32. You've got one now. This will be 2.
Count me in, but I do want a bigger one. Just period. I don't want to be done drinking it after just one
Oh,
go.
well,
Like,
that's the point of it, though. That's the whole point of it, though. They're only 8 ounces each. You get one, you finish it off in 2 gulps. You've got another one. You just go to the other one and you finish that off in 2 gulps. Then you go to another city, you buy another one, and then you've got another one of 8 ounces. And then you go to another city and you just keep repeating until you have 32 full flasks on you, and you could drink all of them all at once. And 32 flasks times 8, by the way, that's a good old math number there. That's a 96 ounces. No, that's not. That's a lot more.
I was gonna say.
That's a lot more. That's a lot more ounces. That's a lot of booze for you.
yeah, but like, that's gonna take a long time to do. So I'm kind of looking for something like a short term.
Worth the
I am gonna buy
try.
it. I am gonna take it.
Ah, right.
But
Well,
until
then
I
at
get
least I
it
got you sold on that one. What kind of size are you looking for then? I've got medium-sized one. Pulls out another one that's about... It's maybe 12 ounces. I've got a bigger one, 16 ounces. I've got a giant one, 32 ounces. And I've got a really fucking big one, 64 ounces. So
My
although
eyes
this one's
just
not really entirely a flask, it's more like a cask at this point.
my eyes are just like as he pulls out the really really big one. I'm just like, and I just point at it.
This one here. Oh, that's brilliant.
How much?
Okay, so for this one here and then for this one here, that's going to be 35 gold.
All right, I take it out and give him 35 gold. Oh man, I got a math now. Yeah, I give him the gold. I'm just putting minus 35. I can't math right now.
He puts the other flasks away, leaves the collector's one, and leaves the large one. He says, now, of course, to fill that up, it's going to cost you another 2 gold. But would you like me to fill it up with something harder or something lighter? Depends.
So
Yeah, we know this answer.
it was Hank, right?
Hank, yeah.
So do you know Hank?
Of course I know
assuming
Hank.
you
He
did.
hired me personally. He's the one who told me I could take charge of this inn here.
So he's got this special brew.
Oh, yes, he does. He's got
I'm
a really
very
great
sure
special
you're
brew. Unfortunately, I don't carry any of it. I make my own. It's not as good and not as strong as his, but still, same price.
I fill
What a
up,
salesman.
fill up the 2 small ones with your brew, and then just fill up the big one with just a generic, just nothing too expensive. 'Cause
Ah,
it's
just a
64
generic.
ounces.
I get you. That'll be 12 gold.
Quantity over quality. 12 gold. All right. I gave it the gold. Oh, good lord.
You're gonna be
Okay.
out of money
I hope.
before we get to the north.
You have lost so much gold
And-
in just a few
and then-
days.
And then you're gonna be going through withdrawals because none of us are gonna buy you alcohol.
Oh no, I'll make sure his flasks stay full.
Full of what? Like, starts filling up this flask and like, no, I've never seen your kind before. You've got wings. Are you a harpy? You're not a harpy. You haven't tried to kill any of us or eat us while we stand. Well, what are you doing here?
Just on a little journey. Thought I'd figure some stuff out, you know. See what's what over here.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. Have you found anything interesting yet?
No.
That's terribly boring.
Yup. Hence this hence the cask, 'cause it's not a flask.
Aye, it is much more of a flask. And I'm sorry there, big one. I haven't introduced myself to you either, or really either of you. You're both travelers here, and it's really, really rude of me. My name is Gideon.
Well, I'm Zarai.
Sorry. And you, big one.
Oh, I'm Brolog.
Good to meet you, bro. Can I get you a drink?
Yes, and one for my new friend, my fellow holy warrior.
Oh, I know them both there, bro. Pretty good regulars here. Would you like the usuals? Yeah, the usual. Perfect. I'll get that to you in just a second here. All right, that's about full now. There you go. Nice and filled up. I'll get these two in just a second here. Would you like a drink as well? Outside of your flasks filled, of course.
Yes, please.
Ah, brilliant. The good kind or just a generic?
You tease me, good sir. Give me the good kind.
I'll give you the good kind. That'll be 5 gold for you. And big guy. That's only 6 copper from your brolog. Only 6 copper for your brolog.
Pass him the 6.
Yeah.
He hands Zorai the flask for the good one. Or a thing of the good one. And then, do you have enough money to buy all these things?
Yeah, I do.
Wow, color me surprised. He still has money.
Bad with my money, but I'm not the worst.
And he pours out basically like a blonde ale for Brolog and his new 2 compadres. And looks at the 2 of you and says, now if there's anything, you just call me Giddy. That's what everyone else calls me, because I'm always happy, cheerful, and giddy. Are you all going to be needing some rooms as well?
You better wait till the ATM gets here.
And I actually don't think I'm gonna be staying here. We'll see how that works out, though.
Aye, of course. Well, if you need anything else, as I said, name's Kitty. Go find yourself a table. There's plenty of extra. It's just, midday lunch rush.
Thank you very much. I'll probably be as long as we're here. I'm gonna be seeing you quite a bit.
Oh, brilliant! It'll be very good to see you again, Zare.
Always.
And he's thinking, early retirement.
He's delighted.
Did this
with
guy
how much
want to
gold.
hear the story of my tattoos, or we just?
Oh yeah, no. Let's hear
you want
that.
to hear the story?
Let's hear the
Oh,
story.
okay.
I don't think you've said the story of the tattoos
Oh, have I not?
live yet.
I know
so
the story,
Let's
I
go
think.
through that.
Yeah, you know that. Yeah, Demon, I know
Yeah,
the story.
they sit down and they kind of situate themselves into a position and
Okay.
are clearly listening to you.
Okay.
While they're doing that, is there anyone gambling? Like before we get into this, so I can lose some more money.
No, people are just having lunch at this point. It's midday.
Fair enough.
Speaking to the tattooed individual that I've already spoken to, I say, well, several years back, my clan of mercenaries of my kind, was attacked in the night by a bugbear. You have bugbears here.
Bugbear. Describe it. We might have different names.
Well,
for
it's
these
like a
things.
big bear with an owl head.
We call those owlbears.
You're thinking of a different thing.
There is such thing as
I
a
believe.
bugbear. Bugbears are different from owlbears.
Yeah.
It was dark. I know it
was
was
very
large.
dark.
Yeah.
And we were drunk.
Anyways. It killed some of my clan members, and so I shot off immediately to track it down, and I killed it single-handed. And so my father, who was the leader of the clan, awarded me this tattoo, Silence, in Elven there. And then shortly before I started in with my friend here, according to him, my clan was betrayed by this lord of Doraria, which is a place in the continent that I'm from. He paid off a tribe of Hugalopids, which are large creatures, boring.
One might call them owlbears. Sorry.
And he destroyed my clan. I was hunting at the time, but I came back just in time to fight off the remaining, but my clan was destroyed. I interrogated the remainder, and the bleeding and the dying, and then made sure that they were dead. And then found out where this lord was, tracked him to his country villa, and killed him and his whole family.
Nice. That
My
actually touch.
clan was no more, so I had to award myself the tattoo for regret. And that's the story of my tattoos.
You awarded yourself the tattoo.
Yes, that's
The other one
has
was
to be
given
awarded
to...
by someone of the creed, but I was the only one there. So it was to me to award or not.
I just kind of quickly just don't go too into it. Just let it be.
Well,
okay.
That'll actually, you've kind of stumbled into a little something here. Prologue. We all have. Anyone here has a tattoo. There's a story behind the tattoo. The most high up officials. You guys are new in town. Have you met General Kale?
Oh yes, General Kale, a fine individual.
He pulls up his shirt and shows you an area just underneath his left rib that has its unrecognized type military symbols. But he says, I used to serve directly under General Kale before he was promoted to the high position. Soon while after, I retired and came to Vol for a nice living. But our body is our canvas. We show our story and our path through everything that goes onto it. General Kale, he has the most impressive canvas I've ever seen. Everything. He has the only parts of him that aren't covered are now on his head. Everything else is covered.
A huge oversight on my part, not to delve into such holy tales.
Maybe we'll run into him again.
Yes,
a bartender
yes.
comes by with 4 pints for all of you again. Do you intend to get more? Because I mean, we're always on the path to get more.
Always, I'm in search.
I'm still looking to get my first.
He's got some needles. We
I
can give him
haven't
one now.
Teardrop.
Hey,
I haven't
Brolock,
done anything worthy of them yet, though.
Well,
Without worthiness,
of
they are
course.
unholy.
Of course.
Bro,
You mentioned this creed. Well, actually, yeah, you mentioned this creed. What is your creed?
The creed. Well, the creed of my people is told to be by my father and his fathers. The 3-2-1 creed. Well, it says that tattoos are holiness. And so the more tattoos one has, the holier one becomes. But, as I said, one must earn the tattoo by defeating those more powerful than themselves. Also, as a part of the creed, we find the individual is sacrosanct. And therefore, we only speak to one person at a time. And people who do not insult us. Also, loyalty is all. Our friends are always protected, and laws mean nothing.
It's a difficult creed to follow, Brolock. I respect you for it. It's incredible. Well, here, he raises his glass and says, to new friends, and if I ever don't call you by your name and mention you in a group, may you cut my head off.
To friends.
With
friends.
that, we should
Wait,
take
can I
a
do
quick
one thing
break.
real quick?
Yes.
Real quick.
Do your
Before I
thing
forget,
before we
I'm
take a
gonna
break.
forget. So he said he had. So you said you have some needles over here. I don't know where he was.
His friend who's next to him was like, yeah, I got some needles. You want a tattoo? I'll give it to you.
So there was this feat back when we first got into this continent.
Oh no.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm throwing the book back. I'm throwing my notes.
I
Get through it. Come on. I know what you're getting at. Get through it.
Get it out.
I tamed a dragon,
No.
a dragonborn,
Get out of here.
and I would like to get that memorialized because I did not think it was possible. I'm not the most well endowed. I'm already a little drunk, so I'm saying way too much, you know.
He's looking at you with this blank stare. He's like, what's your dragonborn? Ain't never seen dragonborn before. What are those?
Aren't you dragonborn, Brolock? No. Yes?
No.
No.
I'm a
No,
Loxodon.
Brolock's a Loxodon.
That's right.
Man.
So you know this thing you guys have been talking about, the scaled lizard that breathes fire?
Hey, the big flying, breathing, scaled lizard thing. Scaled one. Are you talking about a
it's-
scaled one?
It's like a humanoid version of that.
Hey,
yes.
a scaled one.
Yes.
Okay.
That. Twice my size.
You tamed the scaled one, so you're from Le Bon. That's what they do. They tame them.
I'm not frowned upon, but yeah, basically same thing.
All right.
It's- I
Well,
want that on my back.
All right. He leans
Hmm.
over and starts pulling out some inks and a needle.
As he's doing that, Brolog leans over to his new friend and says, I am unfamiliar with this feat. Would you say that it is a great act?
Aye, it is. To tame a scaled one, that's impressive. They're usually very violent. Very violent. If you try to tame them, they usually try to kill you, rip your throat out.
Excellent.
This would be worthy. I wouldn't give it to him in your presence if it wasn't worthy, not after your tail. And he says, right, come here, switch seats with my friend, take your shirt off. And with that, let's go to a break. Let's take a little quicksy moment here, refill our tankards, give good old Zorai a moment to get his tongue again, so he can stop laughing and all that. And we'll be back in probably about 10 minutes or so. See you in a jiffy, all. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Oh, I had to hock up a lung before we went live there for a second, and I'm still about to hack up a lung too. So let's cut over to Precipice and Eulandriel. As you get into the town square area, Anubisai, are you trying to stay hidden in any way, or
No.
no? Well, you've
Big suit of shiny metal armor
Armor.
with a -5 to stealth. Come on.
that's pretty bad.
You.
So
I got a 7.
the two of you would definitely see Anubisai standing off in one of the areas. At this point, by the time you both get to the Boar's Head, it will be later in the day, probably around that 2 p.m., 3 p.m. time frame. Mainly because it took you a while to find the places you were trying to find. You've explored most of the town at this point. And it's that typical situation of you're looking for something and you find it in the last place you look. So it took a while, which means that Brolog and Zarai, you've been inside the inn for a while, so he's a good, decent ways into giving you that tattoo.
And I switched from drinking the good stuff to just the cheap stuff.
Just the cheap stuff. They continue exchanging stories, but Precipice and Eulandriel, you do get to the town's center area, you see Anubisai standing off into the distance.
I give Anubisai a thumbs up, and then head for the Boar's Inn.
Okay.
Okay. He said,
Anubisai perfectly content.
As
Happy
long as
individual.
everything's going well for now.
I'll
let's-
just wait till he walks in. But hey,
So, when the two of you walk into the inn, there's not very many people around. There's still a decent crowd for people who didn't go out on the voyage today, such as the individuals sitting with Zarai and Brolog right now. It looks as though one of them, who is, it's an elf talking to Brolog, and then there's a gnome currently kind of leaning over and looking at the lower part of Zarai's back as Zarai's leaning over the table with his shirt pulled up.
Ah! Whoa. This hurt a little bit more than I thought it would.
That's a bit of a cinch of
Oh.
his spot. Oh, this one's going to be
Got it.
2. And...
Oh! Oh!
there you go. You like
Oh.
it. You know you like it.
You know me all too well, and we just met. You hand me my drink, someone?
And without breaking phrase as he's talking to Brolog, he kind of pushes with the back of his hand this other individual. And then on that voyage, I managed to capture a fish that was seriously probably about the size of you. Like, this was one of the greatest catches I've had. Not as big as this one, but it was, oh man, that was a fighter.
Thanks.
I'm going to head to the bar first to snag rooms for everyone.
On the other side of the bar, there's
Does Brolog notice them come in?
Also,
give me a perception check.
I'm gonna go at a disadvantage because I'm not.
Yep, you are flinching from pain, so a little distracted. So Zorai with disadvantage, Brolog straight up.
18.
I noticed nothing. I got 6.
You're too busy with your pint, Zorai, and the pain of the tattoo being pounded into your back. Brolog, you do notice Precipice and Eulandriel walk in.
I point him out to my new friend. Say, those are my other traveling companions.
Oh, they here? Oh, okay.
They look different too. Should get a drink for them. Hey! He waves at the two of you and kind of waves for you, flags you to join them. And this is before you get up to the bar, Precipice.
Well, I'm not going to be rude. I'm going to go ahead and join them then.
so will I, after a moment of like, and I step away.
At this point, this guy, you can see that there are several empty glasses and empty mugs and tankards on the table. He looks at both. Now I can tell you're not a human because of your eyes, but you look human. You also have pointed-ish ears. But do you know how I can tell you're not a human?
Hmm.
They don't get tattoos.
At
None
least
of
not
them.
in this world. And I
Is
say
that
that
true?
making eye contact.
No human gets tattoos.
Well, not that I've seen. I don't know too many, but
Mm,
Bremlin, who comes by every now and then, he seems pretty cool. He doesn't have any.
an unholy race. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, kind of is. But hey, well, you two, welcome to Recloria, welcome to Andrea. I hope you have a good stay here.
Thank you.
He's kind of waving a little bit back and forth on his stool.
I'm going to questioningly look at Zarai and what's going on there.
Oh, what's up, Percy?
No, Shunted respond.
Ah!
I'm gonna like walk around because I haven't sat down yet, and like peer over the tattoo artist's shoulder, and I'm
Oh my-
gonna slowly go. Looking good. And then I'm gonna keep walking and then sit next to Brolog.
Have any of you two gotten rooms yet?
No, I had to go back for Steve, so I was probably just gonna like crash there because I don't want to let them have to deal. Sorry, I've had a few drinks. Let them have to deal with Steve, but like for the night, I don't want to.
Helps with the pain.
It does.
Okay. Brolog?
Hmm.
You haven't gotten a room yet?
No, I've been hearing tales of holiness.
Perfect. I will be right back. And I'm going to go head over to the bar then.
Bar? Okay. Behind the bar is that red sideburned head, crazy head and top gnome. He's currently interacting with a couple of people. When he sees you walk up, looks at you, doesn't disengage from them like politely, just walks your direction. Stops his conversation with these people, walks to you and is like, oh my. Now, has anyone ever told you that your eyes can really be scary? Because when you looked over here and I saw your eyes, I immediately went, oh boy, that person's a really scary individual. But I'm pretty sure you're very nice on the inside, so why don't I get you a drink of some kind? Can I help you in any way?
Yes. And I'm noticing with my eyes. Anyway, I would like...
Noticing with your eyes. Noticing what? What are you noticing with your eyes?
people being
people-
startled by them.
People being startled by... Oh, well, I mean, of course, that commonly makes sense. But hey, hopefully they're all very polite about it. But, you know, you just... What can I help you with? Sorry.
I would like 3 rooms for the night.
3 rooms. Oh, fantastic. That's 6 silver. Comes with a meal in the morning.
Perfect. And... Oh, excellent. And I'll also take... I'm going to look over at Yolandrio. Yolandrio, would you like a drink?
Sure. Something.
I'll take 2 drinks.
Do they have pale ales in this continent?
Do you have any pale ales?
Pale ale, you're gonna have to define a pale ale. We go according to the herb that we put inside of it. If you got something that's a bit more of a stronger scent and stronger taste of that herb that we put inside, then that's what we call an IPA. But if it's a little lower, then that we might call that a blonde of some kind.
Let's go with that. I have no idea what a pale ale is either, to be honest.
All right, 2 blondes coming right up.
Not what
Pause.
you wanted, was it?
Like this pleb.
Right.
Pours out 2 drinks, puts them on there, and says, "That's so only 2 copper for the drinks."
And you said how much silver for the rooms?
6 for the rooms.
6 for the rooms. Perfect. I'm going to hand him a
Oh, I have a
gold
gold piece.
and say, for simplicity's sake, go ahead and hold on to the rest.
Oh, that's a very generous tip. Thank you very much. I'll be sure to make... give you some good service for the rest of the night then.
Thank you. And then I'll take the drinks over and give your laundry one and take a seat and listen in on all these tales.
Your
Oh,
laundry,
is
it
one
is
of those
not
from-
what you were looking for. It is definitely not a pale ale.
Okay, I
It's-
take a sip and I'm just like, I like motion over to Brolog for him to clink glasses with me. And then I go back and I reluctantly drink it anyway.
Take
That's
another
it.
sad sip.
Another sad sip.
Was one of those for me, Percy? Oh, that's
I shoved him the one that I was going to drink.
And from behind, you hear, and finishing touch. There we go. Right, that's going to be sore for a bit. You're going to want to get some healing creams, apply it daily. Twice a day is preferable. Before you go to bed and when you get up, that's the easiest. Don't bathe in the open seas. And salt on it is going to hurt you quite a bit. Blah, 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 you know. First tattoo, congratulations.
I'm trying to get a view of it because I'm just spinning around, my tail going everywhere.
You look like that dog who's just discovered that they have a tail, and so they're chasing their tail, spinning around in circles.
Guys, how does it look, guys?
Claps him on the back, says, "Well done, the first step in holiness."
Oh, thanks, man. I was a little concerned when I was asking for it, but I'm glad I have your backing on it. Thank you.
When Brolog says a good step towards holiness, I spit, like I do a spit take of the beer. And I'm just like, and I like set the tankard down and I just remain silent.
I keep trying to. Where do I? You said healing cream.
Yeah,
Where
healing
can I
cream.
get that?
You can get that at the general store. It's just down the road, or you can get that in other places too.
Well, thank you. I tossed him 5 silver.
Sick.
Thanks, man.
Thanks very much. It's nice to have my art appreciated.
Hey guys, how's it look? I'm just showing my back to everybody.
Shows you all
How
off
does
this
it look?
this tattoo. Zorai, go ahead and just take your headphones off for a second.
Go ahead and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna deafen and then just
Deafen
do
yourself, yeah. Deafen yourself, and
do
we'll
this
give you
when
a
I can
thumbs
come
up.
back.
Yeah.
we'll all give you thumbs up.
Okay, so what you all see is it is clearly Zorai, because you can tell from the wings and the horns on the head, from this outlined kind of sketched figure, standing over, pointing down at a very submissive dragonborn who is chained in the back with balls and chains around. It underneath is the slight phrase, and it's written in a language I don't think any of you know. This gnome's written it in Gnomish.
Okay, I look at the boys and I say quiet enough so Zora can't hear. Man, that's way more offensive than I thought it was going to be.
Oh.
Brolog,
I don't like the faces that I was seeing.
Brolog turns to Landrio and says, "What is the offense?" He defeated this dragonborn. A very powerful act.
From the way he told us that it happened, it was much more of him being submissive than anything. But that's neither here nor there, Brolog. And I try and brush over that fact, realizing that I might be talking to someone who's not understand what I mean.
Brolog turns to the gnome and asks him what the words mean.
Well, it means to the indentured.
I do another spit take, and I'm like, "Whoa, okay, all right, don't take public. And I like take another drink.
I will actually go back to I will stand up, I will look at Zara and I'll say, I am going to go get you one of those healing salves from the general store. You stay put. And I'm going to go get one of those healing salves.
I love you, Percy.
Persepolis, should I accompany you?
Sure.
Prologue comes with.
Should always have at least one with me when I go places.
Can I just come with you? I want to see what they got.
No, you should stay here. You're drunk. You should definitely stay here.
I don't know if I love you anymore.
I did get a room. I look over at your Andrea. I did get a room. I got 3 rooms actually. If you need to, go ahead and stick Zarai in one of them. I'm sure Steve is going to be perfectly fine where he's at. He's a good boy anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna head off with Prologue.
Okay, now noticing that I'm in a room full of people I barely know and one person that I barely like, I am going to nurse this beer and let other people start conversation.
Unfortunately, you don't get too far into that before the individual who's been talking to Brolog looks at you and says, "That's the symbol of Eshnar. You know, we used to have one of those temples here for a bit. Before it got outlawed."
Yeah, so I heard.
It's a little derelict at this point, but it's still pretty beautiful in shape. And he points out the door, and he's pointing at a building outside.
Okay, I look over that building.
Right here.
And Ubasai, you'd
Kinda
probably
roll-
actually be standing in the shadow of this building.
Should I do a perception or investigation for that?
It's pretty much the only building that you can see through the door. It's on the other side of the square from you.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of like tilt my head, and then I'm gonna like look over at Zorai and see how drunk he is.
Hey, what's up, guy? It's just us. It's just us two. Aren't we just?
I'm gonna
Aren't
roll
we just the best buddies?
to see with a 21 perception to
He's
see.
drunk. He's drunk. He definitely
Where's
wouldn't be able
Steve?
to fly.
Where's
Leave
Steve?
him.
Pause for a second,
Steve.
and I'm like, bartender, another round for him. And then I'm gonna stand up and finish my drink and set it down and walk out. And as I walk out, I'm gonna be like, Anubisai, watch Zorai.
No.
Stop in my track as I'm like halfway down like the steps of the inn, and I'm like,
Anubisai's not in the inn. He's standing outside, or she's standing outside.
I like as I'm walking out the doors of the inn is when I call out to him, and like I'm going like a couple steps down like into the street when he like says that. So I pause and I'm like, well, either way, it doesn't matter, and I just continue to the building.
Hey, I'm gonna I'm gonna grab the drink and I'm drinking it.
Making
I'm
him
talking to the two guys, right?
If
The
you
elf.
need
yeah.
somebody to watch him, I'm sure the city guards will be happy to give him accommodations for a bit and watch him.
as I walk past Anubisai to get to this building, I'm like, oh god, that'd be great. And then I walk into that building.
Right, and
All right.
talking with the guys, just random chatter.
Zorai's random chatter talking with the two individuals. Brolog, you still trading stories?
No, I'm with Percy.
Oh, you're with Percy. Okay, you went with Persepolis. And Anubisai, you just chilling in
I'm
your
just watching.
watching. You've watched the general going about of most of the day now. You can tell that there are guard patterns, patrol patterns, as they move around. And there's for the most part, it looks like there are certain individuals who there's definitely seafaring, but they didn't set sail at this point, and there are other individuals who look like they stay in the town and maintain the town area. One of the buildings starts getting worked on in a certain spot during your time, just standing and observing. And you also do see Bilford running around the town, just throughout the random points, with Steve closely following behind.
What time of day is it?
You're running up to 3 p.m. at this point.
Any chances of possibly needles?
You can give me some perception checks to see.
Yeah. I'll give you one. And that's a no.
I think he comes up to a 2.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, there's
Actually,
no
it's
sign.
a 5.
It's a 5, okay. No sign of needle or anything like that.
I wasn't expecting it, but I thought maybe he slipped and fell out in the middle of the road or something. Yeah.
Maybe he's starting to have some off time again.
Yeah.
Let's go with Patis then and Brolog as you head off to the general store. You can find it this time. Not a big town. You found it once. You know how to get back.
Here's the last place we went to before the library.
Hmm.
All right. Anything interesting happened while we were off looking for a map, Brolog?
No. Just swapping tales of holiness.
Excellent.
And Demon Eye not holding his liquor.
Per the usual.
I haven't puked yet. Oh no, that's not true. Not today.
And you?
Oh, we found a map of the Northern Islands. It's not a complete map, but it's the best we've got so far. And so I've gotten a look at a map of this continent.
Why only a
But,
look?
It wasn't for sale, unfortunately.
Would you like me to go get it?
No, don't worry about that. The look I got was
Go get it. Fetch.
good for right now, but I know where to get a map.
Are you sure? It could save us time in order to find the dragons and the volcanoes.
Yes, but it could also lose us time by causing them to want to get it back.
These people do not seem worthy.
No, but we haven't seen everyone here yet.
Okay, as you will.
On that note, though, if we can't get a map in the next place we go to, keep that in your mind.
Always.
And then I'm going to walk into the general store.
Okay. Behind the counter, you see Heron again. It's just looking and sorting through some herbs. Sees you enter. Oh, and you're back again.
Indeed, this time I'm looking for some healing salves.
He's big.
Yes, this is Brolog, another one of my companions.
I've never seen one of your kind before, but that's all right. All are welcome in Recloria. Sorry, you looking for a healing salve? Did you say?
Yes.
Oh, very well. Let me see if I have any in stock. He kind of still shedding some cautious looks, glances towards Brolog. Goes down, pulls out a small wooden chest, opens in. I've got a few, yes, that are still within proper time. Yeah, there's this one, smaller in size, in probably about 1 or 2 applications. How many applications would you need?
How many do you have?
Well, I've only got 2 of the 2, and 1 of a 4 and 1 of a 6, but they're fairly pricey.
How pricey?
Well, the 1 of the 2's 10 gold. Of the 4, you're looking at 17, and of the 6, that's 25.
I can't do math in my head right now because brain.
If you were to
That's-
get all of them, that's
53?
52, 52, 52. 52 for all of them.
We're gonna get all of them. Whatever doesn't get used to get used for something else.
Ching. Yeah,
Money, money, money,
exactly.
money. They're just stimulating that economy.
I cannot wait till this party runs out of money.
Oh, it's gonna be so
I'm
fun.
so excited for that.
It's gonna be so fun. Well, what all was that again? That was a 2 of the 2 application ones.
Yes, 2 of the 2 application, 1 of the 4 application, and 1 of the 6 application.
So 14 total uses. Right?
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
2, 1 of 4, 1 of 6.
Yep.
Because Ari is all about the people. Giving back.
Sometimes he gives a little too much.
I'm generous, what can I say?
Now, you'll have to pardon if I am illiterate on your kind and if you've been here for a while, but if you're from a different place, do you know how to use these?
You know what? Just to be safe, would you be willing to give me a quick rundown? Because I have a feeling the answer to that question is no.
Of course, I'll let you know. So you take about a generous portion of it, apply it to any open wound. This is, I do mean open as well. It could be a bruise of some kind, even, but apply it to where you'll feel injured, and the herbs, they enact quickly and increase your time of generation for that area. It's not instantaneous, but it does happen over probably about an hour or so of time.
Fantastic.
Not bad.
The answer to that
Essentially-
question was in fact yes.
Table-wise, these things, they're not quite health potions. Health potions give you the health instantaneously. These things, when they're applied, it's like getting an extra dice for your short rest. If you take a short rest, you can roll hit dice to regain HP. If you apply this, or if you apply the stuff to your skin, you can roll extra.
So would that imply I took hit points for getting the tattoo?
It would soothe the skin and eliminate your chances of getting infected.
Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Well, Heron,
He looks at it and is like, for an additional gold, I'll throw in the chest.
you know what? Yes, I will do that. I will take that chest.
Simple
That-
with
that is-
chest.
Easy.
He
Easy.
just
Oh my god.
pushes the chest
The
over to
cardboard
you.
box.
It's like, I've been meaning to make a new one anyway, so that gives me a good reason. Is there anything else I can supply you with?
Do you need anything, Brolog?
What other sort of herbage do you have here?
Well, I have a few different kinds of herbs. Are you looking for cooking, healing, scented, perfumes?
Never mind. Let's leave.
I have an entertainment one that makes you last longer.
What does that mean?
Well, during the course of being with an individual, you would be able to hold yourself for longer, make it more pleasuring of an experience.
think I'm sorry.
He wouldn't.
I'm a little confused. Could you explain further?
He kind of leans over a bit to Paraspetus and says, "He does know what sex is, right?"
I am sure. Brolog, he means sex.
Doggo.
Yes, doggo.
A waste.
Okay. I also have good supplies, foods, bedrolls, if you're on a journey traveling and need anything. Just
Food supplies,
know
actually.
where I...
How are we looking on our food supplies right now?
You've used each of you have used 3 days worth of rations.
Someone mark that down.
I've used less. I've been eating the dogs.
You have used less. I'll say you've used only 2.
Good,
How does
that's
that work
what I have.
with Steve? Does he just go off of my day?
Steve, he would, yes.
He just goes off of mine. Okay.
He doesn't eat much. Small animal.
Mhm.
Do you have a medium-sized shovel?
Well, that would depend. Medium size for your size or for my size?
For me.
For you. Yes, I have a large shovel. And he goes off, opens a door and pulls out a shovel that would be large for him, but would just be kind of medium-sized for you.
I will take that.
Good, that's only 2 copper.
That is acceptable. I give him 2 copper.
Approximately how many days worth of supplies does he have for food stuffs?
I've got
Cha-ching,
on
cha-ching, cha-ching.
roughly about 30 days supplies worth.
And how much do we have left?
7 days each.
7 days each. So
Except I have 8.
Except for him, he's got 8.
how much would all 30 days worth of supplies be?
That is a
Deal,
good
son.
question. Keep in mind, food, these things are not invulnerable. They will expire after a month. So do keep track of that, because if you don't go through your food supplies, they'll go rotten. Da, 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 da. Let me just find the rations.
While they're doing this, I'm wandering off out of the inn.
Anubisai, you see him wandering off.
Are there any guards around?
There's a couple of guards. They stick around for a few minutes to make sure you're still not doing anything, and then they walk off. They've just now stopped for a moment. Give me a perception check. 6 gold for the whole lot of the rations.
I assume 30 days worth of rations isn't exactly easy to carry.
Burlock can
No,
carry all things.
it wouldn't be entirely easy, but remember you do have a bag of holding.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We don't know
okay,
this,
well,
guys. We don't know this.
The rest of you don't, but
Yeah.
I'm even looking right at it. That's the funny thing. In that case, I'm gonna get all of them. 6 gold, you said?
6 gold.
I will give him 8 because he's been so helpful.
He's thinking of vacation.
Happily
You're the
takes all
opposite
of
of a
this, and
haggler.
he's just grinning and happy. Anubisai, you
13.
notice 13. Sweet. You see that when Zarai comes stumbling out of this area, kind of tumbling around a bit, the guards
in
take
hand.
immediate notice of him.
Okay, good. That's what I was hoping. This could go one of 2 ways really
there-
fast.
Is
Paraspetus, let's
there
finish
any-
what they're doing in the general
Yep,
store.
yep.
Paraspetus and Brolog, have you got anything else in the general store?
That's good. That's it for me.
It's good?
I'm
Okay.
gonna head out.
I follow
Thanking-
Persepolis.
Yeah, thanking Haran immensely for all his help.
Oh, yeah, of course. If there's anything else you need, just let me know.
How much for the store?
I'm not particularly supple,
much
by
for
the
the
way,
lot?
of putting all this stuff in my bag.
You just kind of start... Bro, look, you see him just putting ration after ration after ration after ration in this small sack.
Mhm.
There's no
And
computable way
I've
they're all going to
only
fit.
ever reached into that to pull things out and to put things back in. That's where everything goes.
Cool.
Before we go over to Zorai stumbling around drunk, Yolandriel, you have gotten to this building. It's older in make, older in look. The stones, they're definitely not kept up. There's moss growing in certain areas. The symbol, actually give me a perception check.
5.
5.
I'm gonna try out a new dice. I'm gonna start rolling something
That's
else.
rough. When you walk up, where you would typically see symbol areas, it's all scraped out. The building, the doors in front are they've got this wood planks nailed in front, as well as over some areas where windows or stained glass might have been. They're all boarded up.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk up to that door and notice that it's all boarded up, and I'm gonna take 2 steps back, and I'm gonna look for a way to get in this place
Okay, give me investigation.
with an 11 investigation.
That cow keeps scaring me.
So you walk around this building and it doesn't, you can't see anywhere to sneak in or get in. Everything is pretty well shut up.
What about from above going in?
You don't see any easy way to climb up to the roof.
Is he?
I wasn't talking about climbing, but okay. I am going to turn around and do a perception check to see how many guards are around.
Okay, go for a perception.
Isn't Anubis right there? Too?
Currently not where he's at.
Depends on all the timing.
Depends on the timing
18.
and what corner of the building's in. 18. You don't see any guards around. In this little area in the back of the building where you're at, there seems to be not really anyone.
Okay, I'm immediately going to take out my halberd, flip it to the staff, and break out some of the boards to whatever entrance I see.
Okay, give me...
And I'm doing it as quietly as I can. I'm gonna
give me a
I'm
sneak.
gonna pry open stuff.
Give me a sneak. And Anubisai, you can give me a perception check if you'd like.
Sneak.
10.
Unnatural 20. Sneak.
Okay.
That was a good time to switch dice.
Yeah, that definitely was. Anubisai, you don't notice that what's going on in the back of the building, and neither does anyone else. You have made an entrance.
Okay, I step on in.
It is old. It looks to be of strangely a similar design to the temple you spent your first 5 years or few years in Quayla in. There's areas for people to sit, a statue of Eshna that's now kind of broken down a little bit. Almost looks as though some people have chipped away at it to a degree in certain places. But the place is decrepit. It's not been kept up at all. And almost seems as though people have stormed through it at some point. There's nothing valuable, nothing shiny. Even the candle fixtures on the sides have all been removed.
Okay, 1 second. I am going to. Maybe not. Maybe I won't. Yep, I don't have that spell. Damn it.
Yolanda
Well, I
says
don't
under
have
his breath.
detect magic. Yeah, I say damn it as I realize I don't have detect magic. Ready for the day. Okay, then I'm gonna stand there like in the middle for a second, and I'm gonna close my eyes. And I'm gonna be like, all right, Eshnar, my new little guidance here. Is there anything here that might help me? And then I open my eyes looking like directly at the statue.
There's nothing. Everything stays the same.
Okay. I am going to make the executive decision to come back at night to search further because I can do it in the dark and I won't have to use any light at all. So I can do it much more sneakily than I can right now in the middle of the day. So I'm going to climb back out that window, put the boards up in such a way that they look as if they're still boarded up.
Ooh.
Let's say... Give me a performance on that one.
I'm pretty sure my performance is a -1, but let me double check. 15.
15? You get them propped up in a way that it looks like they haven't moved.
Okay, I put my halberd back, and I'm just kind of like, good enough for government work. And then I turn around and go back to the inn.
All right. So before you go around to the front, Zara, you come stumbling out with beer in your hand, and
I meant to ask before I leave. Can I ask them if they know anything about like where I can make arrows or find arrow stuffs?
arrow stuffs. The one that gave you the tattoos, kind of, who's sitting there quietly, just go. You can get it at the general store.
Thank you. Alright. Bye. There I go.
When you come stumbling out, you kind of tumble around for a moment, the world's spinning a little bit. And a couple of guards come up to you and say, "Oh, looks like someone's had a little bit too much to drink now, eh? Isn't that right? Yeah, looks like he's had a bit too much to drink."
Maybe.
So who's responsible for you? Or are you responsible for yourself?
Me.
Oh, I find that a little hard to believe. Perhaps we need to give you a little bit of a break.
What?
You find walking around, they kind of make a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage.
Why do I have to be at disadvantage?
You're drunk.
I know. 10.
10.
I'll be right back.
He pushes you for a second, and you just lose your balance and tumble to the ground. Like, it's a very light push. He just puts his hand on.
Whoa! What did I do to you?
Hit the ground, and he's like, "Oh, that's what I thought. You see now, he's a little too drunk to be walking around. I think we need to put you in the tank for a while. Let you sober up."
What?
Is Burlog within vision of this happening
No,
yet?
you are
Okay.
definitely not.
Cool.
Just a Nubistai.
Just a Nubisai who's watching, and they
Do I see a Nubisai?
perception at disadvantage.
Triple disadvantage.
What are the odds I roll the same thing twice? Perception.
About 1 in 20.
17. Actually, that's not correct. But 17.
Technically is. No, it's not.
because
No,
it's two.
not.
It's
That's
two
not. Yeah,
times.
it's 2 times. Yeah, so 1 in 400.
Yep.
You
17.
see Anubis Eye standing off in the shadow of a building, watching.
Somehow.
Hey, that's my friend over there.
Nah, sure he is. Sure he is. They
Anubis Eye.
pick you up and start walking off with you.
Anubis Eye, help me.
Eulandrio, this is about when you walk around the building. You can see Zarai's calling off to Anubisai and being dragged off by 2 guards.
Okay, I'm gonna hurry over there and say, "Gentlemen, he's with me."
Oh, you're
They
Wow.
look at you
Jill.
and
That
oh,
fucking
now
cow.
a human, eh? A human inside our city. Hey,
Really?
he's not a human. How do you know he's not a human? He looks like a human. He's got tattoos. Yeah, but he's got Eshnar on him. Ah, you say he's yours, so you're just trying to cover for this drunkard.
We've been covering for this drunkard since we got together. So, how about we just come to an agreement? Let me take him back. I'll put him to sleep in the inn. He's not going to be any trouble for you.
Well, by the laws of Wool, we've got to take him to the tank. He's too drunk to be inside the public, inside the eye, and he's done so. He needs to be put in the tank for the night. But maybe we could come to a bit of an agreement.
Okay, I smile at this and I'm like, I look at Zorai and I'm like, I'm sure we could. Zorai, pay off the men. You do this to yourself, Zorai, so be a man.
Oh, has he got gold then? Yeah, I think he's got gold.
Not anymore.
Well,
I pull out 4 gold, 2 for each of them.
To the tank with you, and they continue taking you off.
I want 5 gold each. 5 gold each. I'm sorry.
Sorry, but the lowest we go for is 10 each.
Sorry, here, Landry. I'll see you in the morning.
They continue dragging him off.
Let him
I
go.
just kind of pause for a moment and I'm like, he did this.
We
to
know
himself.
where he is. Let him go.
We'll be by to pick him up in the morning.
Look out for
Alright,
Steve.
be sure you do. If you're not there in the morning, we'll just toss him into the street. You'll find him there too.
That works.
You hear them kind of going off, and the quieter ones like, I kind of like the other one. Yeah, I kind of like him too. Makes people suffer for their own mistakes.
He sucks.
Oh, now, you drunk bastard. It's okay. You'll be in a place where you could just sleep it off soon enough.
Can we grab some food? I'm starving.
Nope. You're gonna wake up with the worst hangover ever. And they drag you into a building and eventually throw you into a cell that has a bucket inside of it. And say, if you're gonna puke, use the bucket. If not, you have to clean it up when you sober up. See you in the morning.
Is there anyone else here? Or am I just all by myself?
You are all by yourself.
It is not even 5 p.m.
It's not even 5 p.m.
I pull out my cask flask and I take another drink.
Your cast flask is not with you.
Oh, those bastards.
You left it in the inn. You've got nothing to carry. It's too big to put in your backpack. You would have to literally strap that thing to your back.
Yeah, I should have asked about that. I'm not using the good stuff. Hey, I just start pacing back and forth. I don't know what else to do.
You
Stumbling.
think you're pacing back and forth.
Back and forth. All over the place, hitting walls, and yeah, you're sobering up. Eulandriel, what are you doing after that? Eulandriel and Anubisai, after he gets dragged off.
I'm gonna look at Anubis Eye and like look her up and down, full, like completely covered in armor, and say out loud, "You're probably not good at sneaking around, are you?"
Oh, why should I need to sneak?
I need to get a hold of Needle. How do you think I can do that?
Needles, we need to talk to you. Please arrange it.
Yeah, buddy, if you're just hanging out, like,
I mean, I'm surprised
Need a
you
supper.
laugh at that show, but hey, you're mute.
Go ahead and give me some. One of you give me persuasion with advantage.
You better roll it.
that'd be a 6.
With advantage?
Oh my god.
All right. All right. That is nothing.
Nothing.
You know nothing.
Okay, then I say out loud, all right, buddy, but like, by the time night rolls around, I need to talk to you. All right, please.
Oh.
And then I just walk back to the inn.
Brolog and Paraspatus, you would be arriving back just about this time. You see your laundry will kind of say that last thing into the air, and then turn around to start walking towards the inn.
Oh, well, join him on that route. Trying to get a hold of Needle?
I think he was saying that to you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna be like, yep.
Well, that's the best way to do it I could think of. I'm gonna waltz right in, perfectly expecting to see Zarai.
As we walk in, I'm gonna ask him, do you have any like extra pieces of cloth? I know it's an odd request.
Well, I have a cloak that never got used. Will that work?
See it?
I pull out that cloak that I had gotten for Anubisai, just in case they had needed it, but they never ended up using it.
It's a generic cloak. Kind of a brown grayish color.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of go. That's gonna have to do. I'll get this back to you in the morning. I'm gonna go to bed.
All right.
I go to sleep, Prologue says to Yolandriel.
Brolog, you notice that giant flask Zorai bought is still there. It's still sitting by it. They're now two very drunk individuals who you were talking to earlier.
Oh yeah, and Zorai's in the drunk tank. We'll get him in the morning.
What?
Hmm.
He's fine. I'm not charging him.
Slan, we must break him out.
Trust me. Let him sober up. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed early. There's something I need to do tonight.
Prologue turns to Percy and says, I do not know if Yolandriel is correct in this assumption. Should I go
think we
take matters into our hands?
Break him out.
Preferably not, but I do think we should go just to check in and make sure he's all right. Because if it is just a drunk tank, then he should be fine.
Okay.
This is gonna
Plus,
be
I
funny
need to give him
because he's
something.
gonna look all beat up because he keeps running into the walls.
Yeah.
They're torturing him. Oh no.
And yeah, we're gonna. Oh, I'm gonna head, and I assume you're gonna come with me, Brolog.
Prologue will be.
Perfect.
Just for the fun of it, I'm gonna follow.
Okay.
Off to
so-
see the.
My goodness, something dealing with Sarah got Anubisai involved and active.
Oh, goodness. With Yolandriel going to bed early.
It's just right over there.
Yep, it's not too far off. The three of you head to the drunk tank area. Actually, give me some perception checks.
They don't want to let us in. Ooh, look, a natural 20.
Natural.
12.
Hey.
Of course, that natural 20 becomes a
That cow, I swear.
18, but hey.
So, what was yours, Precipitus?
12.
12. Yep, it's not too hard of a building to find. Brolog, you do not find it. You are way too distracted by what's going on around you. But Anubis and Precipitus, you both find what you can tell would be essentially like the constabulary of the place. Where
Wait. I wasn't just following Percy around.
You were following them around, but you're distracted. You're seeing
I
everything
just
else.
lost. Okay.
You just lost your sense of focus.
Okay.
I'll
You
let
didn't
the building.
find it, but we found it. All right.
I don't know, Brolog. I think they're going to torture him.
I'm apparently lost.
I'm going
Attempting to fly while this is all going on. Like, I don't know how high the ceilings are, but
They're not even 10 feet. So you can't.
tempting is a good word.
Tempting is a very good word. You are drunkenly. You're like that crazy bird in a cage, hitting himself against the sides and just constantly losing track of where they're going. Whenever you lift off the ground successfully, the world spins and you turn and slam into a surface. So when you all get to this building and you start entering it, you hear this ruckus coming from the back somewhere. And the person who's sitting there, who's going and sifting through inside the front area, she's mumbling under her breath.
I'll approach her and look over at her and ask, "You happen to have a flying individual in there that's drunk?"
Yeah, and he's making a fucking ruckus. I can't wait for him to sober up.
Never seen that happen.
Is there any way I can have a chat with him?
Have a chat? No, and there's no visitors for those inside the drunk tank. You can come by and fetch him in the morning like the rest.
And he's alone in there right now?
Right now, yeah. But it's still high season and third day. Well, fourth day, actually. So yeah, no festivities, but we'll probably still have some thrown in here by the end of the night.
I don't like being caged. I'm just yelling. I don't like being locked in.
That's your friend, Brolog.
Has Brolog figured out that he's all by himself yet?
No, Brolog, you're not lost. You followed them, but you couldn't find the location. You're still with
We found
Precipitus and Anubis.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay,
didn't,
just
you didn't
noticed
get
it
lost like that.
first.
Yeah, they just noticed it first.
Okay. What's this
why I
building
keep-
made out of?
Whispering in your ear that he's being tortured.
It's got a base of stone, but primarily made of wood.
I whisper to Persephonus, I could cut the back out.
Probably not.
What was
We'll
that?
be back in the morning.
All right.
And I tug at Brolog to follow me as I walk back out.
Brolog hesitates and then follows.
And out on the street, I'm going to turn.
disappointing.
Out on the street, I'm going to turn to Brolog and I'm going to be like, to be honest, Brolog, I think he'll be fine in there. However, I don't know if he's going to do something. That's the thing. When he sobers up, what's he going to do? So,
An excellent point. He is one of us. His punishment should be from us and not these others.
I like that sound.
I'm gonna think back to what happened at the gate, and I'm gonna go back in there, and I'm going to approach her, and I'm gonna ask, is there anything I can pay to take him off your hands so you don't have to deal with him?
What? No. When he came in, the captain said, "Oh, good, that one's in behind bars. Leave him there for the night." I can't post bail on him at all.
Where might I find your captain?
Yeah, he's by the fishing docks. Apparently
Ow!
something...
That
Fucking
wall
idiot
hurt
just
really
keeps
hard.
running into the wall. He's gonna hurt himself. Don't worry, we'll make sure he doesn't do anything serious. But do know if he causes any damages, you're responsible for it. But the captain, he's by the docks. Apparently there is something that's been going on. He's looking into, so you can find him up there.
All right, I will probably be back. Hopefully.
Rurlog once again whispers to Persepolis. Perhaps I can convince her.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
For the end of this campaign, you're going to turn me into an evil individual. Let's forego that for right now, Brolog. We're not at that point yet.
Yet.
And off to the docks I go.
Rurlog follows to the docks.
I do not.
Where are you going, Anubis?
I'm going to walk around the building and see if by chance possibly the cell that he's in has a window.
It does not.
Oh no.
This one is
No?
in the center. The drunk tank is basically
Uh,
caged area put in the center of the cells that all have walls. His does not have a window.
is there one that does?
The rest of them do. Heavily barred.
Metal?
It's got metal in it.
You mean it had metal in it?
Oh no.
Alright, so what you doing to it?
Absorb it.
Okay, I would say give me a stealth check.
Uh-oh. And here's where it all goes south.
Ta-da! That's a
That is
natural
a-
tool.
Beautiful natural 20 right there.
The new sack coming up big.
Good shit.
You absorb
Only
that
time
metal
ever.
without anyone noticing.
Can I see the drunk tank?
When you peer in through the other bars, you can indeed see the drunk tank.
Is there anybody else around? All the other cells empty.
When you're taking a closer look, there is a very shocked face of a halfling looking at you inside the cell you've just broken the bars to.
I didn't break the bars. They just
You absorbed the
disappeared.
bars. They're gone.
Yeah.
He's
They're
surprised
gone.
by that.
What are
Just
you
as
in
good as
for?
You see me fly into a wall, another wall.
You can't see into the drunk tank from this angle. It's stone parts that you can see. But you do hear him fly into the wall. He looks and... Apparently I stole from someone. I don't remember stealing from anyone, so I'm in here.
Well, for some reason, this window seems to be open.
Yeah. How'd that happen? There were
Don't
bars
know.
there a second ago.
Really? I don't see any.
Well, either way. Do you want to help me up?
No.
Then what you doing looking in there for?
Curious, looking around.
Well, move your curious head so I can get out before anyone notices.
Yeah. I leave.
As you're walking off,
I was hoping he'd be in a cell by the window, but he guess not, so I'm not going to go too crazy.
you hear a soft thump as you hear the the halfling who was in the cell climb through and fall out the window and fall to the ground. And then a slight scuttling of feet. And nothing from there.
Figured as much, but hey.
Are you doing anything else?
Nah. Yeah. I'm gonna walk back in the front door
Okay.
and go up to the lady and say, just as a concerned citizen, I saw a halfling grow out the window back by your side of the building.
What? No.
Just wanted to let you know.
Runs to the door and opens it and runs through. And then you hear a very distraught, fuck. Guards! Guards! She just runs back in, runs through the front door.
Well, let's see how many leave.
You then, all of you at this point, while you're heading off to the docks, you hear this bell start ringing. Ding, 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 ding.
I lift up the sleeping things I have, to block out the light, and I'm like,
Just like,
That cow, I swear.
Gets me every time.
And it's
Since we're heading towards the dock where the captain was said to be, I'm going to assume lots of guards are coming from that direction.
from there, give me a perception check.
21.
21. You're almost at the docks at this point. I think Brolog, you might also see this, but you're almost at the docks at this point. And when you get to a certain point, there is a elven gnome who's... No, elven gnome. Elven guard who's...
Elven gnome.
Elven gnome! But
Oh
an
my
elven
goodness, what a
guard
mix that
who's
would
He's a cosplayer.
running, yes, cosplay. He's running on his knees. But he's running your direction and just runs clean past. Looks to be in a bit of a hurry. None of the others are moving that you can see ahead of you. Just that one running in a hurry.
The captain.
That one was just the captain you know to be a dwarf. That one was not.
Rorlock
I don't
probably
think that
didn't know.
Yeah, I don't think that was the captain. I don't think that was the captain, but he is going back the direction we just came from.
Perhaps demonized in danger. Should I break him out now?
With that, I turn around and I start heading back that direction. No, but let's go back and make sure.
I can see you furiously looking over your alignment and trying to figure out.
You know what? If I do turn evil by the end of this, it's your fault, Zarai.
Nubisai, there are several guards enter the building and go into the other area. Zarai, you're a little too drunk to understand what's going on, but there are more people moving outside of your cell.
I stopped flying into walls for a time being.
And eventually you see the Nubisai. There's the female gnome comes charging back into the building with another guard behind her. Not Eulandriel, Brolog and Paraspatus. When you eventually get back to the place, the area is teeming with guards.
All right. Well, we're not going to go into the building because that'd probably be alarming. So we're going to stay I'm going to stay further back. But I'm going to see if I can figure out what's going on by asking questions of anyone who might be able to answer.
Okay.
Rorlock will listen in for the answers.
Perfect. Give me an investigation check.
I got a 12.
12. Yeah, the first few guards you ask, they don't have any responses for you. Like, they just brush you off and rush past quickly. But the elf that you saw running off eventually comes running back, and you ask him while he's running by, and he just calls out, "Duncan the Brutal's escaped!"
Oh,
Duncan the Brutal. Uh-oh.
And he continues running back towards the docks.
I will follow your lead, Percy, but perhaps I should break Demon Eye out, and you should go find our guide, and we should leave.
I really don't want to cause scene yet, Brolog. And if this is about someone who isn't Zarai and Zarai is in and fine, then I'd rather leave it at that. So let's just go find the captain of the guard, talk to him quickly. If he can't give us what we want, maybe.
Very well.
And we're gonna go back to heading towards the dock.
Okay. Anubis, are you doing anything in the building?
well, I was hoping it would clear out a little bit.
There's more people around.
Yeah.
If anything, it's not clearing out.
So, who was that halfling? I asked. Anybody who wants to be standing around.
There's a couple of guards by the door now. They've kind of been keeping their eye on you as you've just been awkwardly standing around in the bustling room. One of them says, I was Duncan the Brutal. He's a pretty rough guy. He massacred a whole family in the neighborhood the other day.
Yeah, that sounds bad. Good thing I saw him leave, huh?
Oh, you're the one who raised the alarm. Yeah, guess it's a real good thing. Thanks for letting us know.
Sure, anytime. Check on everybody else, make sure they're all here.
Yeah, everyone else is here. Why are you here?
Oh, I was just walking by. Walking around town, you know. Seeing what's here. First time here.
Oh, well, cool. The female gnome walks up to you and says, Right, sorry I didn't get you any kind of compensation of some kind for that.
No, I don't need anything.
Right.
Just doing my duty.
All right, well, just so you know, if you capture him, there's a 50 gold reward for his head. Dead or alive. Alive, 100 gold.
I just feel disturbance in my soul about someone turning down gold. Just in my soul,
Your soul cringes for a moment.
Yeah,
Sweat
do you know where he
drops
might have
a
ran to?
Anubis eye, because he doesn't care about that.
No, unfortunately, no. We caught him in the act last time round, but he's been traveling from town to town, killing a family and just leaving. He's already killed one here. My best bet he's probably already out of the town.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh well, then I'll just be on my way.
Well, thank you, nonetheless. It may look like you're from Lebon, but clearly you're not. You're a friendly soul.
I leave. I'll go stand outside. And I'll make my way back towards the end. Find a good spot to stand in again.
To the inn, good spot to stand in. Okay.
Well, not in the
In the inn?
court.
Oh, in the
Not-
courtyard?
Yeah, in the courtyard.
Okay, cool. Paraspatus and Brolog, as you were walking to the docks, you're actually intercepted partway through as the captain of the guard is rushing your way, along with about 5 other guards behind him. He looks pissed.
Interrupting that
Well,
might prove.
boys, I am asleep, so I cannot help you out at all.
Yeah, Yolandro, you are in the inn comfortably asleep.
Going to step to the side and I'm going to put a hand on Brolog's shoulder and I'm going to say softly to him, let's see where this goes. And I'm going to follow.
Okay.
Brolog hesitates and then follows.
You follow them to the building that you'd come from, that you know Zarai's locked up in currently in the drunk tank.
For the 5th time.
Yep.
Mhm.
And
Back and
they
forth.
most of them enter the building. 2 of the guards, they stay outside of it.
All right. I'm going to approach one of the guards. And I'm going to ask if I can have a quick chat with the captain or if now is not a good time.
Not a good-
They both start chuckling a little bit. And there's no way in hell now's a good time. You're gonna have to come back later.
What if it involved the loud creature in your drunk tank?
Yeah, we don't give a damn about that. We're not concerned about him.
Okay. And then I'm going to turn around and walk away.
Again.
I like how much
Again.
trouble was just caused because you guys didn't want to leave him in a drunk tank for 24 hours.
Right.
I wasn't actually trying to bust him out, but
I mean, Anubisai just caused another family to get murdered for sure.
I hope.
For sure. I hope.
Good grief.
What now, perhaps?
They're not concerned with him right now. I think that is probably the safest place for him to stay. Simply because he is drunk and behind bars, so he can't go anywhere and get shot.
Okay.
Can I like
And,
yell
my-
at my cell to see if there's anyone there? Like, not in my cell, obviously, but any other cells.
You can call out.
Hello?
Shut up!
No!
Oh, would someone just knock this drunkard out? He's making too much noise. I'm trying to sleep in here. Great, now they're not responding to any of us. Ah.
Oopsie. What's your name?
You're not getting a response from there.
Oh, I see how it is. Wow, you are just not the talkative type.
For
Anyone
Pete's
else?
sake, shut up!
Are you the only one here? I can't see anything.
Oh my, by the gods! Everything
Yo, what
that's
do you do
holy
for
in
work?
the world. This annoying creature. Open weeping. You can hear weeping.
Oh, someone crying. Someone get a little bit upset.
Not to, overplay the whole Zorai torturing this being by not shutting up. He gets pretty angry through the night as you continue to taunt him from your cell.
Todd.
Braspetus and Barolog, what you two doing?
I'm going to head back to the inn.
Okay.
Prologue will accompany.
It's pretty late. It's getting later in the day now. It's around 6 o'clock. When you get to the inn, you both see Bremlin sitting at one of the tables. With a drink, he's peering over a tome in front of him, and he's got your tome, your herbalism tome, in a different area.
Perfect. I'm going to go join him.
He looks up when you do that. Precipitus. Prologue. You might be interested in this. He spins the tome your way, and then points at one of your books, at your book in an area, and then the tome he pointed your way. And it's got this red flower that looks like a bit of a fiery plume to it. So, call this the Phoenix Blossom. Then he points at your tome. You have the same one. And inside of it you can see in Elvish written about this flower, and the drawing is the exact same. It looks like the exact same flower. You guys don't call it the Phoenix Blossom, but we do. find
Brolog
that.
is
What?
uninterested in the book. He tells the Percy that he's going to go to sleep.
Excellent. I will see you in the morning when we go to collect Zarai.
Yes.
What's when I look over the herbalism book? What is the plant called in our continent?
Translate, it's like the health bloom. It's used in potions,
Specifically, health potions.
specifically health potions.
Awesome. Well, that's interesting to find. Plants don't normally have that kind of crossover in continents.
No, they don't.
Phoenix, do you guys use the phoenix blossom in the health poultices the salves that you make over
Nah,
here?
no. They've got no use of that kind. They're just they're the king's favorite flower. They only bloom in the top Alps of the mountains from my hometown land.
Hometown land?
Hometown
the name?
land. Hometown land, yeah. That's the name of his stuff. To be specific, he states that they only bloom in the I named all these places, but they're very difficult to pronounce. For some reason, I don't know why I do this to myself. The Tragar Divide.
At the highest peaks?
Yeah. It's like highest peaks of the Tragar Divide. You can find them blooming up there. There aren't too many of them, so we don't harvest them. And the king he likes to hike up there on a regular basis.
I am going to go ahead and make a note of that, then. And with that, Praspitus is going to, in a portion of, is the page where the health bloom in my tome, is that an old page, like don't write on it old
That is
page?
an older
or
page. It's a much
Okay.
older page.
In that case, I'm going to turn to one of the newer pages at the end of the book, near where Needle left that awesome picture, and I'm going to leave a note referring to the health bloom and the phoenix blossom both being found on both continents and how they are not used in health salves in this continent, but rather as just the king's favorite.
I've been able to cross over and read through your book. This form of Elvish, it took a little bit for me to understand, but I got it down in the end. There's just a few key differences. As for the common, there's nothing wrong with that at all, but you have so many different kinds of herbs. He speaks of these different things, these he calls them potions that heal in an instant.
They do.
And then other concoctions. The thing that Needle took off of Zara and Galandriel, will those be these potions?
Yes, and with that, I pull out my water walking potion, and I
You
put
don't
it
know
at
what my
the,
potion is, though. Just side note.
Yeah.
and I put it in front of him, and I say, "This is one very similar to that. It's a potion of water walking. Kind of makes it so water walking kind of makes it so that for about an hour you can walk on the surface of water."
He's looking at it, wide eyes, and I don't like being that guy, but how much?
You can have this, and I just give it to him.
Huh. That reminds me, I have something I want to show you. And he takes the potion and slips it into one of his robe pockets, many robe pockets, and opens up the other side and reaches behind, pulls out a small scroll and unravels it in front of you. You instantaneously recognize this to be a spell scroll. It's got a minor cantrip of control flame on it. Like you can see that. You read the magic lettering perfectly as a magus. It's just instantaneous for you. And he looks and points. What is this? We don't know what these things are. We have a few of them, and I've been able to duplicate the runes. And through my time with Needle Eye, there are some crossovers with what he does and what's represented on these things. So I think they're connected, but I can't piece it together.
That scroll, very similar to certain potions, but only someone with the gift would be able to use it. But that scroll would essentially give someone the ability to control flame for a brief period.
Goodness gracious. Man, I'm out of words.
The
I mean, this is a
librarian's
lot
out
for
of
you
words.
guys.
Is there any way someone without the gift could use this stuff?
That is a good question. Is there a way that someone without the gift
It's
can
called a
control
wizard.
this?
Yes, there is.
Wizard.
Wizards
Wizard,
are
yes.
individuals
That's right,
who are
'cause they
studied. They're
learn it.
studied individuals who learn the arcane ways.
Mm-hmm. There are individuals known as wizards. They aren't born with the gift, but through lots of study, practice, and learning, they have developed the means to be able to cast spells from, basically from pointing at the scroll, one of these, but in book form, where they have many, many spells. We call it a spell book. But wizards are indeed individuals that are not gifted, but can cast.
That's fascinating.
I lean over and I just gently, softly say to Bremlin, just so you know, you are on the path to becoming a wizard, just with your curiosity and seeking all this stuff out.
He looks up with wide eyes and, well, wouldn't that be interesting? Oh man, my sister would lose her shit for that.
You're a wizard, gremlin.
You're a wizard, Gremlin.
And your name now shall be called Harry.
The Potter.
Let me give you a scar.
He's looks up. He's excited by what you said and looks standing and. I guess I've got some work to do.
I didn't bring any tomes of magic with me, did I?
No, you did not.
Because I'm a fighter. Good, and I cannot give him any assistance on that matter with books. Well, he's on the right path anyway, so. If you do have any more scrolls you want me to take a look at, I will very gladly look at them and let you know what they can do.
We do. This was just one that the librarian could allow me to take out. I have to return it. It belongs to Cloria, not us. And I'm not going to do what they did and steal. But there is a place with scrolls that we keep those in Farnot, one of the best protected cities in Liban, aside from Lestrabga, of course. But I should actually see to go down there and pick some up and see if I can show you those. But that's beside the point, though.
Speaking of, is our journey going to take us by Mardrum?
Mardrum?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, that's the city we're going to next.
Perfect.
My friend Sarin, we're going to hop on his boat and he's going to give us a ride up to Mardrum.
Oh, excellent. And also, just so you know, I did get rooms for everyone here in the inn, just to make sure we're not intruding on someone's house. We are a lot of very strange people, and I don't want them to feel uncomfortable. However, Zarai got drunk.
Okay.
He's currently in the drunk tank. And I've elected to leave him in there because, honestly, He's probably safer in there right now.
He's not.
Can't.
Oh, Prologue didn't hear that.
No, he's not going to get released in the morning. Captain Allars is, after the stun he pulled before he even entered the city, he was looking for an excuse to throw him in a cell. If he's released in the morning, I'll be surprised. You're going to have to meet with the captain. For now, it sounds like someone else has escaped and he's a little busy, but in the morning, I would encourage you to go meet with the captain. I don't think Zara's
Fully
going to get
intend
released.
to. I'm bringing Brolog with me. How?
Don't cause a mess. You're here
You should
under my
probably wait
name.
for me.
It's a small town. Cause a mess.
We're not going to do anything silly. But we will have Brolog when we leave.
Good. Well, in the morning, I'll be in the docks with Sar and we'll be waiting for you. It's a modest sailing vessel. You'll recognize myself, at least. I'll stand by the area. Just whenever you arrive. And again, please don't make a mess. I like this town. They let me come in. They welcome me. They serve me drinks. If I lose this place, then I'm gonna have to find a new
And you have
bar.
a friend here.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah,
rather
and,
not cause a problem for them
yeah.
either.
Friend with the family.
We will have Zarai, but we will not cause a scene.
Good. Right.
While this is going on, I'm gonna try to make like realizing that I don't have my cask flask. As I'm like starting to sober up, I'm getting really annoyed. So I'm trying to make a like out of some of the rope I have, like a little holster for it to like sling on my back.
Okay. Yeah. Even though you don't have it, you're trying to guess the dimensions of your cask flask.
I'm around alcohol a
Cask
lot.
flask.
I know this.
You kind of get the sense of how big it's going to be.
Exactly.
And you can that you might be able to strap it onto your back with. Okay.
While still annoying the hell out of the other that one
The
random
other
guy.
guy cussing at him. Bremlin is going to pack up his stuff. He's going to take the durable tome and say, I've read it at this point, and I've gotten what I need and translated the script that Needle left in there. I also
Excellent.
put a little bit of a decoding complex in the back. If anyone else gives you some Old Andrean, you'll be able to understand it. It's going to be helpful for when you get to Laban, because a lot of the people there speak Old Andrean. And they're
Excellent.
you will come into people who don't speak the common tongue here.
Thanks a lot, Bremlin. That's absolutely fantastic. That's going to help us so much. I'm going to go to bed. I will see you in the morning.
No, see you in the morning.
I will take the tome and head up to my room.
Okay, Brolog and Ubasai, you two doing anything? Oh, you
I went
guys-
to sleep
you,
a while
you went
ago.
to sleep already. I forgot about that. Yeah, and Ubasai, he just
Same
staying
old,
in his
same
spot.
old.
Perfect.
Just stand there, watch the guards go by, watch the guards go
I
by,
eventually fall
watch
asleep
the
after
guards go by.
cask flask harness.
Mini cake.
So your laundryal. At some point in the night,
1 o'clock. I sleep 8 hours from 5 to 1.
okay,
I'm getting a full rest.
you are shaken awake by someone in your room.
Okay, well, I'm definitely going to go, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Because I did not fall asleep with anyone in the room. So I'm going to go, ah!
You quickly notice that it's Needle. He's standing over your bed and he's got his finger up to his mouth, kind of signaling you to not make any noise. The bar downstairs is still very lively and full of people. And he's just kind of
Planning on it being.
ushers
Okay,
out
I'm
the
going to
window.
nod my head. I'm going to look at the window.
Spilling.
Yeah, I'm going to nod my head. I'm going to get up. I'm going to put my armor on and then throw that cloak on. And
He-
then, yeah, hop on out that window after Needle gets through.
He looks out the window, kind of takes a couple steps back, and then leaps out this window. And you see him for a second drop and then fly up using his cape. And he goes up, lands on the roof of the temple, and just stands there waiting for you. The whole time,
Okay.
no one looked up, no one noticed that he did this. He's full black. When you look up, it is a starless night.
Okay, knowing full well that my wings glow super bright, I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to ease my way on out that window and then sneak over to where I was yesterday. Or 8 hours ago, I should say.
So you guide him to the location that you broke into. The wood planks are still there. It still looks like they're propped up nicely enough.
Okay, I'm going to look at them. And I'm going to say, is there any way for you to communicate with me in a way that you can let me know if someone's coming?
He looks and
Okay, I'll be as quiet as possible so I can hear you. And then I'm going to hop into the window and use my 360 feet of dark vision to check that place out. And I made sure that over a long rest, I changed out one of my spells. So I'm going to use Detect Magic. So 30 feet around me, I can detect magical objects or... Double check real quick. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. And you learn at School of Magic, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay. How long does it last?
It is a concentration up to 10 minutes.
Up to 10 minutes? Okay, perfect. Give me an investigation check while you search through this building.
With the new dice.
13.
13. It's genuinely been picked clean. You can tell that this statue definitely once resembled Eshnar. There are back rooms where you would assume that priests would stay or priests would prepare for their sermons or ceremonies of any kind. And there's nothing even in there. The bookshelves are all broken, no books. The drawers broken open on the desk. There's paper scraps on the ground that are decrepit and old to the point where the writing and lettering on them are gone.
I detect no magic.
You detect no magic, except for when you pass by a point in the window where you get a glimpse of Needle, who is radiantly screaming magic.
Okay.
Now we know how to find him.
I'm just going to be like, well, nothing here for me. Unless you want to give me a hint. I'm kind of like looking up at the ceiling as I say this in a general gesture above.
Roll me a religion.
Woo! Nat 20.
For a total of?
21.
21.
Because my religion is 1. I think it's something I am proficient in.
Your attention is drawn not by a sense of consciousness, but by a loose feeling. While you're waiting for a reply, your eyes just gander down and you find yourself staring at the base of the statue.
Okay, I'm going to do a little head tilt like that. And then I'm going to walk closer. And check her out.
Okay, give it an investigation.
17.
17. It solid stone. It looks like solid stone.
Okay, I'm gonna brush off all the dust on this thing. See if there's anything like written around the base.
At one point, there may have been. It looks as though there were some engravings there, but with your investigation, you can tell that it's been scraped off, like purposefully scraped off. Whatever was written there is now illegible.
Okay. I'm just gonna take a step back and kind of like look at it. And then I'm gonna pull my halberd out and I'm just gonna like extend it and like tink, like set it down like on it.
You set your halberd down on the statue.
And I'm like, all right, buddy, another hint. Kind of lost here. And I'm just gonna, I'll do another investigation.
Okay.
Right, 15.
15. Still looks like solid stone. Your attention continues to be drawn to the statue. You continue to want to give it attention, but you really don't understand why. You're not seeing anything.
Okay, I'm gonna lean the halberd up against something. I'm gonna do a quick leg stretch. And then I'm gonna get down and try and fucking push this thing and see if it moves.
Give me a strength check.
Double check. 18.
18. When you push at what area are you pushing at?
So I'm like facing Eshnar directly, and I'm just gonna try and push it that way. And then if not, I'm gonna go to the opposite side and try and push it the other way.
Well, what bit of statue are you pushing?
Like I'm going at the base,
At the
as
base?
if this whole thing might like slide.
There is a slight give of movement before it stops, and it doesn't give any further.
Okay. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna slap my hands down on the ground to get dust, like chalk, like I'm a weightlifter. I'm gonna clap my hands, and I'm gonna readjust to a slightly different position and try again.
Okay, give me another strength check.
17.
17. There's no give. It doesn't move.
Okay. How much did it move? Is there any open
Teensiest-
space?
Teensiest amount. No open space.
Okay, I'm gonna walk back to the window and I'm gonna be like, I think I need your help, bud.
There is a slight motion, and then he swings through the window, narrowly misses you, lands on the ground, looks around, and looks at you. And
I'm gonna point at that statue.
he
It wants
has-
to move, but I'm not sure exactly in which direction, so I need you to look around.
he
Maybe
wa-
a second set of eyes might help me out a little bit.
He walks up to it, stands there, puts his hands up, starts like fake stroking what would be a beard, even though underneath he's actually clean shaven, and then looks at you and basically, which way do you
Okay.
push it?
I'm gonna show him the direction I pushed in, and then the secondary direction, which was just slightly off of the original direction.
moves around.
Okay, I'm gonna take a double look at that statue. Does it have an open like hand or something like that? Like the statue was holding something?
It does.
I'm gonna go and fucking grab my halberd and stick it in its hand.
Your halberd does not fit.
Okay, I let it drop, and it's kind of come back towards me, and then I grab it
Stands
again,
for a
and I'm
second
like,
and
okay. Let's try and push it from the opposite direction, and I clink the halberd back on my back. I give it another.
do it with advantage. Needle's gonna help you.
22.
22. You both begin to push. It gives away that small amount that it gave away the other way. And then you hear this thunk as you break whatever mechanism is keeping this thing solidly where it was in a very loud noise.
Yeah, I'm going to go, well, let's work quick. And I'm going to keep pushing this thing.
Keeps pushing, and then when it gets to a spot, it looks down and just points. And
Okay, I'm going to look down.
Underneath is what looks to be old rags. It's probably roughly about 5 or so, if not older than that. Years old, of these decrepit, kind of falling apart at this point. And it's wrapped around something.
Okay, I'm going to look at Needle, and I'm going to say, grab that, I'll hold this.
He goes down, picks it up, kind of cradles it a bit, and when he stands straight up, you hear, "Who's in there?"
Okay, I'm going to look at Needle, and I'm going to be like, you got a hold of that thing?
He just nods.
Okay, I'm going to grab onto Needle, and then immediately go into my, I always forget what this thing's called, my Radiant Soul ability, and my wings are gonna go whoomp, and I'm gonna fly both of us out of the window we came through at full speed, like
Okay.
holding on to him, just like shoo, and we're gonna go like straight up into the air.
When you grab hold of him, he and you swoop out your wings, start flying towards the window. You both notice that there's a guard peering through the window into your direction. He quickly morphs into a bat, and you find yourself just holding the book, or holding this. It is a book, so but revealed. Awkward. But
Whatever.
holding this
Spoilers.
holding this object in your hand as this bat scutters off into a different direction, and this guard's like, "Hey, what? Oh!" As you fly through and kind of knock him backwards onto his butt, you cleanly get through this window. Still holding.
I'm flying straight up into the air and away, and I'm gonna walk back to this town.
Okay. You get up and away. You can give me a perception to see if anyone's noticing you.
Oh, for sure. I am glowing bright in the sky.
Shine bright like
Another
a diamond.
22.
Yeah, would that be a disadvantage though? Because he's literally glowing.
That's a
I have
perception to
dark
see what's
vision.
going on. That's
That's
yeah.
perception.
So it doesn't
That's a
matter
perception.
either.
There's a lot. Everyone on the streets, they see your glow. They see you glowing and flying by, and there's a few people pointing and looking. A couple of guards scutter for a moment, then stop, then look up again. And they just look confused after that point. But you get out of the city and to a place to land.
Okay, I am going to land and unwrap this thing to reveal what it is.
It's a book.
It's a book.
Wow.
You,
How did you know that?
you have in your hands a very old book with what you now recognize to be the Tome of Eshnar, on front of it, but the Andrean tome of Eshna, the one that's lacking the third moon.
Got it. Okay, I put that in my bag. Keep the cloak up as it was before, hiding my face, and I'm gonna slowly start making that trek back into town.
All right.
And I'm just gonna kind of hang out until morning. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna walk in like, like morning, like to the guards and stuff.
Well, I think that's actually a perfect and natural point to end and stop for the night and close up.
Nice.
So thank you everyone so much for coming out and joining along on this story today. Don't forget to give us a follow. That's really what gives us that support right now. We need a few more for that for our path to affiliate currently. So thank you, my pal Sal, for giving us that follow during the session. We usually save all this for the end of it so we don't break RP. Be sure to come out on Friday if you're new to the show and you can't quite follow and you're not quite following the storyline in general. On Friday, I'll be hosting the Tea Time with Murray, where you'll be able to catch up with everything, and I'll give you a rundown as to what's happened. Jeff, who's playing Zorai, and Ethan, who's playing Yolandriel, they're going to be with me for that session. We're going to kind of dive into their mindset and dive into what they're thinking. During this week as well, Jeff, you're going to be randomly streaming on a day.
Tuesday or Thursday. It's going to be one of the two. I still have to lock that in, though.
Yep. Keep an eye on our Twitters for that.
I'll make sure to tag the Twitter.
Follow us on the Twitter. That's where we post a lot of our announcements and such. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else for the night.
This episode will also be up on Twitter if you hopped in late or weren't able to pay as close attention.
YouTube, you mean?
Yeah, YouTube. But I'll tag it on Twitter. It's okay. Anyways,
We'll
it'll be up on
as well.
it'll be up on YouTube within the next 24 hours. It takes a little bit to get it downloaded and whatnot, but we'll get it there eventually.
Cool.
Perfecto.
Hell yeah.
Well, again, thank you all, and I guess we'll be seeing you all next week.
Bye.
May have closed for now. We hope you met a friend this go around. Tired and blurry you may be. We hope your minds are full from this revelry. Peace follow you out. May you return for more giggles and shouts.